I just decided to get on here because I'm like, you know what? It's a good time. It's 5 p.m. Why not? You know, I will say a lot of NBA trades have happened. I was going to record like a video today, but I was like, you know, okay, try Spec G, you about to get banned. Anyways,
I don't even know where you said
that 2 hours to before we give belt. You talking about the Knicks or the Wizards? I'm just guessing. Was good. Tastic, my guy. 25 months. Appreciate it. So a lot of stuff has happened recently. In the past few days, I was on here like 2 weeks ago streaming, and I said I'd be back on here around the deadline. I didn't think I was going to be on pre-deadline, but I'm not going to lie to you. I had this video queued up today that was low-key about the Bulls. The Bulls have done like 18 trades. They have like just Jalen Smith at center right now. I'm like, I don't feel like doing that right now because that just feels stupid. You know. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, Jaren Jackson got traded today. Really, I got the where do I put this thing at? I got this thing right here. You know, we can go through all the tweets today of all the intriguing stuff, whatever. But a bunch of stuff has already happened. A bunch of rumors are swirling. Obviously, been hearing about Giannis for days now. Also, I got the 2K16 queued up. Come on now. I really just be playing this. I've been doing this my career as Boogie. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna pull that up later when I feel like whatever, just chilling out. But yeah, Jaren Jackson got traded today to the Jazz. Matter of fact, let me bring up that let me do this real quick. I'll do this, bring this up in here. Yeah, so we got Jaren Jackson to the Jazz, which is just like such a left field thing. Now, I will say though, in chronological order, last night, I think, or yesterday at some point, or maybe it was the day before, I know that the Kings traded, who's that?
Big Talk.
Casino, appreciate it, man. Oh, who's that? Wait, let me see. Dawani, appreciate it. Mad Ease. You have to do something about this Shams dude. I can't stand. What am I gonna do? Secondly, I will say Shams was absolutely cooking me yesterday when he put out that Harden tweet. The Harden tweet was worded so badly. I was so confused for. I don't think I've ever reread an NBA tweet more times than I had to that one just to understand what he was saying at first. Because I got the notification. It's like 11:30 p.m. He says, this right here, hold on, let me, yeah, it's fine. He says, the Los Angeles Clippers and 11-time All-Star James Harden are working through whether the sides can find a deal by Thursday's trade deadline. Both sides are aligned in conversations together and with interested teams. I didn't know what he meant until I read with interested teams. And I know he said trade deadline, but I wasn't sure if he was talking about like a contract extension or something. Or we're going to do together, the sides can find a deal. Like, I didn't know. Say he requested say they are looking to trade him. Like, I don't know why that was so complicated. But anyways, he might. So we could just start there. He might get traded. They've been talking about how really it came out, I think, a few minutes before that. I personally didn't see it, but it came out a few minutes before that he potentially was going to get traded to Cleveland for Darius Garland. There is some like cap stipulations, things of that nature that are going on right now. Like, I'm pretty sure the Cavs, which they did just trade, which is what I was going to say beforehand, like in chronological order. I think as of recent days, those are the main trades that have happened, right? The first one was really, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Dennis Schroeder, it was Dennis Schroeder for Keon Ellis, and this music's too good, it's throwing me off. I'm gonna throw on some just background. For Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder for DeAndre Hunter, right? That was really it. I think maybe it was like, I think the Bulls were in it and they got Saric and like a second round pick for just the vibe. And then I think that was what set it off. Finally, like a influx back in trades after obviously we already kind of got the trade thing. You know, the trade thing kind of came and went because he hasn't really played yet, Trae Young. But yeah, so anyways, and then a few weeks later now we get that, and then now the Harden rumors come out. Garland for Harden at this point is crazy. What you mean by this point? You mean like is Garland young? And I'll talk about that in a second. But anyways, so now there's rumors that Harden could go to the Cavs, and really it seems more like, well, Brian Windhorst just said that this might mean something right here. Andrew Wiggins' hamstring is out. you know how they be doing. They be holding people out. What's it called? With Harden, they said that Brian Windhorst said something about Harden and Garland are both basically have it in their heads that they're going to be swapping teams pretty soon. So yeah, Vooch for Anthony Simon just happened. Yeah, that was the last thing to do. And now that's more of just like a team fit thing. For one, okay, can we stick on that for a second? I don't know like what's going on with James Harden. I'm not sure why. I didn't expect James Harden to get traded again. I just thought like, okay, he's 36 years old. He's from Cali, right? He's back in his home state. Like he's just, you know, he's back in LA. Like he's chilling. He's older. I understand like the championship aspirations, but like, you know, he's also too, he's not like on some insane decline right now. He's what, like 36 years old, still averaging like high 20s. So I didn't think he was gonna like panic, be like, get me out of here. I'm pretty sure he has a player option this upcoming offseason. So anyways, and then Kawhi was like low-key like fake surprised by it. Who's their coach? I almost said Doc Rivers. Tyronn Lue was like, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, you know, I'd like to keep James Harden, but all right. They've obviously had a really good recent run. They started playing really well the past few months. And so anyways, now the thing is with Garland and Cleveland, Garland's been on the block for Cleveland for a while. I think it's kind of enticing for them because it's like Harden, obviously, when he needs to, he dropped 55 points a few months ago at this point. When he needs to, can really turn up to another notch, another gear. I wouldn't say when he needs to. It's not like it's like he's pick or choose, pick your poison type of thing. He is older. It's not like, you know, you can rely on it every single night of the year. But I feel like it's like, okay, you might think he's a little bit more reputable in that role. Even if, yes, James Harden has a, you know, whole like the whole history of, you know, failing in the playoffs and everything that everyone loves to kill him for. But I don't know how you feel about play style wise, him next to Donovan and really whatever else that team ends up being sooner or later. And I don't know how y'all feel about maybe the offseason stuff, which of whatever case that it might be LeBron pulling up. It's just the Cavs part confusing me. So I just don't know what's going on over there right now. But what else? And then for Garland, I mean, it would just be a new scenario. LA is always an exciting destination for any player, I guess. Ready for the tears when Harden comes to Cleveland. RIP DG. Yeah, Garland has been there for what, 6 years at this point? 7 years? Something like that. This year would make 7, I think. Yeah, damn. And then today, so that's just I'm trying to like kind of keep it in order. You can let me know if I go out of order. But so that's that trade. That comes out last night. Obviously Harden, like I said, he's on a 1 year, basically a 1 year with a player option left. So, and then also too, to the Harden thing, if that doesn't work, now as of today, not the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, I'm thinking of Grizzlies because of, you know, Mike Conley, where he used to play. Although they did also make a trade too, but the Grizzlies went ahead and traded Mike Conley for nothing just to get off his cap space. So Mike Conley went to the Bulls for nothing. And he went and joined Jaden Ivey in Chicago, which he'll probably get bought out. It was probably more of like a whatever the hell type of deal. They traded Kevin Huerter and somebody else I can't remember right now. I could probably just hold on if I just pull this. Well, I'd have to scroll for a while, but it'd come up eventually probably. But yeah, so like a lot of stuff has went down today, man. And then obviously the Vooch thing happened. Was that already an hour ago to say? Damn, I was mulling doing this stream for a while. That happened a minute ago. So yeah, it's just a lot going on. Bulls center is definitely gonna be Simons. Shout out to Jalen Smith. I picked him up in fantasy. I actually picked Simons up in fantasy 3 hours ago. And my friend texted me and he said, I'm gonna just read it out. He said, "Be real, bro. You got inside info in Boston." He said, "Where's Anthony going?" This is 3 hours ago, just because I picked him up in fantasy. And I just sent this gif of him laughing. You can't really see it. And then I joked and I said, he's going where Yabu's going. And because they said Yabu earlier is probably gonna go to Israel or something, because I don't know what the hell his career is turning. Yeah, shout out to Yabu Sele. But Simons then again actually ended up getting traded. Which wasn't too surprising because, yeah. But anyways, what do you want the Knicks to do before? We'll talk about the Knicks later. I feel like getting it more in order with everything else. So, and like I was saying, back just to finish off the Harden thought, he could go to Minnesota. They just made a little bit of room. He could go to Minnesota. I don't think they're under like an apron or something, but at the very least, they're not in like salary. They're still like a little bit in salary hell, but I don't even know what the trade would be. I'm just being honest with you, but I know that Minnesota has been a team that has consistently been in like the room of, oh, we need a point guard because we've had Mike Conley or DiVincenzo or whoever the hell running it, or I guess Ant, like technically a little bit. Why do they give a Garland for because Garland has been over with for a minute. You think the Warriors gonna get who Giannis? Oh yeah. Then there's this, yeah. But let me actually go back to the top. But what else? The Fred Katz report? No, I don't know what you're talking about. And then after that, today we got the Jaren Jackson thing. So Jaren Jackson went to, I'd have to pull up, let me just get this out of here real quick. I'd have to pull up the actual trade real quick. Let me just scroll Shams' Twitter. I don't know why I'm acting like I can't just do that. So they traded, let's see, Jaren Jackson went to the Jazz along with John Conchar, Jock Landale, Vince Williams. Shout out to him. I seen him get like a couple like 17 assist games for some reason. For Walter Clayton, who, you know, he's a rookie, right? And yesterday or 2 days ago, I thought Matas was a rookie. I totally forgot he's in year 2. So I'm just making sure. I'm pretty sure he's a rookie. He was what's it called? He just was in the Final Four, whatever, or the championship game in college. Kyle Anderson, old self, Taylor Hendricks, who I believe that was the one who got his leg like snapped in half, but he's pretty decent and young. I don't know how he's actually been playing, but that's a young asset. George Niang, obvious salary filler, and then 3 future first-round picks. Which, by the way, this isn't like some, I don't think I saw Shams tweet this. This isn't like some highly tweeted thing or whatever. But the picks themselves it was Utah's pick next year, basically. It was the worst, aka the best, of Utah's, Minnesota's, and one other team's picks. They have like the swap best of those 3 next year. Then it was a Lakers pick next year, which they had. I think that was from the Mike Conley, that whole deal years ago, the D'Angelo Russell deal. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, the Russell Westbrook deal from a minute ago. So they had the Lakers pick next year. They had their own pick next year, which they traded both of those, and they also traded a 2031 Phoenix Suns first round picks, which that could end up good in due time. But like, that's 5 years away. If that's the risk, because you'd assume the Lakers are probably going to be solid as long as Luka's there, you know? And you'd assume that, well, obviously you're taking a risk on your own pick, but if you have Jaren Jackson, it's like you're making the move for a reason. You know, you have Jaren Jackson, Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, who's expiring, about to be a restricted free agent, potentially big contract. Keontae George is taking a big leap. Ace Bailey, whoever the hell else on that team, because I don't feel like naming everybody. They have all these guys, right? Cody Williams, shout out to him. I don't know if he does anything. I don't think he does. But I just felt like naming him next because it'd be funny. They got all these guys. And the thought is, okay, well, if we're trading for Jaren Jackson, we might as well take a risk on our next year. If you do fail next year, now we're looking at a little bit, you know, took a risk and the risk did not hit. And you are supremely mediocre, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, Keontae George has had like spurts where he's had like the numbers, like the guy numbers, like the all-star numbers. Like he's still averaging what, like 20 something points per game this season. Like he has had his moment. Like he's averaging what, 24 points, 46% from the field, 38% from 3. I've seen a lot of Markkanen and what's his name, Markkanen and Jaren Jackson, but this is the guy. like this is the guy right here. I'm not gonna front. Yeah. So Jazz is one team that will forever stay rebuilt, and that's not true. The Jazz almost never rebuilt until recently. The Jazz were like never they was making the playoffs with Andre Kirilenko. They was making the playoffs with Derek Favors. I was on Twitter and I seen a Derek Favors interview clip pop up, and he still lives in Utah. Shout out to that, I guess. He must really rock with Utah. But Shirley Lord, he said something like that. Just saw you got traded to Kick. You think Memphis gonna blow it up? So that opens up that question, right? I think Utah is like relatively are where they are now, right? I don't think there's really much more argument. I think Utah too. I don't know what type of like pick they have. Let me go look. Tankathon. Why does everything have to be so bright? Why am I getting like no one on? They're 6th right now. So they're protected 1 through 8. You got to keep that. Wait, what does that say? 1 through 8, 9 through 30? Would that not just be the whole damn draft? I don't know. Anyways, let me just look here. Protected 1 through, oh God. Oh, Derek Favors. There you go. My guy. Protected 9 through 30. Complex conditions. Okay, whatever. So I think they got to say top 8. I think they will, though. I think they'll probably, you know, chill out. You know, Jared's had an injury history. They might be like, all right, dog, relax, sit back to backs. I don't know what, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I heard Keon Coleman got traded to the Knicks. Anyways, you see the Grizzlies see Cedric Coward and Zach Edey as franchise cornerstones. I mean, what else are they gonna say? That's what they're left with. Obviously, Ja's gonna be out of there. So to the Ja Morant thing, I've seen people float the idea of being like Ja could go to Minnesota. Where do y'all think Ja could go? Because Ja is what? Ja is on like a Ja contract. He's got like 3 years left. Yeah, I think he's got 3 years left. Whatever. It says he's making the AI thinks that he's making $40 million this year. there's a handful of teams that can make that move. I don't think I want him on the Pels. I miss the Rudy Gay days. Hey, look at this team I got on 2K16, right? We lost in the second round. I got swept, ironically, by the Timberwolves. It was bad news. But I got Rudy Gay here still. We drafted Siakam, who I made in the draft class, Ben Simmons, DeMar DeRozan. Hold on, actually. Do we want to skip to the Giannis thing? So with the Giannis trade, I got some other stuff too. I got Mike Conley off the damn bench. Don't even talk about it. What was I gonna say? If Giannis stays Bucks, I personally would say logically Giannis should, not for his sake, but in the sake of logic, will probably stay on the Bucks past the deadline, because as of right now, which the Knicks are like, there's like almost no chance currently. There is a chance, and a lot of times with the Knicks, we don't hear anything until it happens, it seems. There's some semblance of a chance. There could be a world right now where the Knicks are developing a 5-team trade where OG, McHale, and Blase Blah are going to different trades and bringing back assets to Milwaukee in that deal. I don't know. I do agree with the notion, just because of his contract being like an extra 10 to 15 million more than the average player of really just the average player in general, that Cat could be viewed as a negative asset just because he's going to be making 60 million in 2027, 28, especially a negative asset just for, I still think he's obviously a good player. He just made the All-Star team. He pisses me off sometimes, but like, he doesn't really make sense for a rebuilding team. It's not like any, and then I'm not sure if it'll be easy even for a rebuilding team to potentially move on for him when it's time. So you would think like it would have to be worthwhile, you know? And then I'm not sure if there would be any team currently that'd be like, okay, let's just a 13. Now I do think the Knicks can work some magic, no Orlando in the offseason, but I don't think that's the case right now. The Knicks have 0. I'm pretty sure. I think technically they have the maybe they can't even trade this either, but I'm pretty sure they could trade. They have the Wizards protected first-round pick, which isn't really a first-round pick because they're going to probably stay in that top 8. If the Wizards fall out of the top 8, the Knicks take the pick, but they'll probably stay in the top 8 if we're just going to, go off of history. But as long as they do, then the Knicks basically have no first-round picks to trade right now. So you're just looking at what they have in terms of roster value, team value, player value that we look at, not the future 11th graders that will be in the league. So yeah. And then I think though, if there's one team that I personally would say, so as you saw right there, it says the Timberwolves, which I know I'm like kind of going out of order here with the Ja thing. I don't know what the hell's gonna, I don't, because the thing is with Ja is like, he's had some good games, but he hasn't even been consistently good recently. So it's like, I don't know how enticed teams are going to be to get him, especially with what it's like 3 years left on his contract, making 40 million a year. Like, and then he's kind of in that same vein, at least with Trae Young. It was like a salary dump type of thing. He does have his player option, but he went to a bad team who, currently bad, can only really benefit from the trade itself. They needed a point guard, and also too, they technically don't have to keep him if it doesn't work out next year. I would assume the Wizards, they might just be like, lock him down. Like, we'll just take him in the offseason, just re-sign him, whatever. Like, even if it doesn't work out for them, it'll probably work out for them because they're just on an uphill trajectory. And also too, the Wizards rarely get free agents. So it's like, whatever, just pay the guy. But yeah, Pistons traded Ivy. That was writing on the wall for a while now. Ivy's career kind of just got like short-sighted in Detroit, it seemed like, because of the injuries and the just the fit, I guess, at this point. I don't know. They need more shooting. He's not like a shooter. He has his moments, I guess. If Giannis leaves, going to be yeah. I mean, like, the Dennis Schroeder, DeAndre Hunter trade became a 3-team trade for no reason. Mike Conley trade became a 3-team trade for it's going to be a 3, if not 4 or 5-team trade just for the vibes. Like, it's going to be complicated. If it happens, especially before the deadline, it will be very complicated multi-team. I just don't see why the Bucks would now. Okay, and then to this right here, the Timberwolves must include Jaden McDaniels, right? This makes sense. You know what I do want to check real quick? I don't know if any of y'all know this, but like, what picks do the Timberwolves have currently? Or NBA, I could just look up NBA. I think teams can trade until 2031 draft picks. I'm pretty sure maybe 2032. They have, hold on, I'm just pull it up on this. They have, let's go to Minnesota, Milwaukee, Minnesota. So that is the one thing, though, that the Knicks do have for themselves, is that if you go to Milwaukee, outgoing, this one to Portland, this one to Portland, this one to Portland, they traded all these picks for Dame, right? So there has been rumors that the Portland could be interested in Mikal Bridges, because Portland is obviously in a spot now where Denny Avdija just made the All-Star team. And just in a general sense, like, they could be trying to take a little bit of a leap forward again. Drew Holiday was obviously kind of just like an acquire for the sake of acquiring type of dude this past offseason. So if they could flip Drew Holiday, and if they want Mikal Bridges, get him. Now, are they giving 3 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges alone? No. And is Drew Holiday some sort of like insane salary dump where like they have to get rid of him and offload 3 first-round picks with him? Also no. So like, you know, I don't know how that would work, but if there is some universe where they're convinced to give up 2 or 3 of their first-round picks from the Bucks to go back to the Bucks in that 3-team deal, that would be in favor of the Knicks. Is there a chance that another team like a Minnesota or whatever? Because with the Bucks, it's like, okay, are we about to enter this rebuild mode and not have our picks in 2 years from now, you know, for 3 straight years? So I that is something to consider. But Minnesota, they traded their first round pick this year, next year, in 2029, in 2030, and 2031, right? That's outgoing. Yeah. So they really don't have their picks, really. They could probably swap if they have 2028, right? Like, do they have any first coming back? No. So they don't really have their picks. So you would obviously, you'd be deluded to think they don't have to give up Jaden McDaniels at the very least, because Julius Randle is similar situation to Cat, where his contract is much better, but he isn't like some dude that you're like, oh my goodness, we need Julius Randle for Giannis. You know what I mean? In our rebuilding phase. Obviously, then you get like DiVincenzo, or like, would they give up? I mean, I don't know. They'd probably rather give up Naz Reid than McDaniels, but nonetheless, like, would they like be like, okay, let's give up Naz Reid? Like, I don't know. All around, it just, yeah. The window for the Wolves is closing. I totally disagree with that. They've made 2 straight conference finals. I don't think it's closed. Ant's like what? Ant's 24. I think that the window starts to close probably in 3. Am I not talking about where I think Giannis is gonna go right now? I'm just sorry that like what am I not talking about? So I think that's what they would have to do, I guess. But the one team I will say that moves me, or should move anybody in a sense of like general trade package that could work, is Miami. They have Ware, they have Hero. I don't know what combination of these players or picks or whatever. I'm pretty sure they have a handful or majority or whatever of their picks. They must have just got like a pick or 2 from Jimmy, right? Or was it just, I don't remember. It might have been like a last year's pick as well, but nonetheless. So I think that Miami's an interesting one because they have Ware, they have Hero. Hero is from Milwaukee, if that counts for anything, or Wisconsin or whatever. Jaime, they have whatever the hell else. I can't remember right now, but they have like a handful of assets, picks, whatever. I would assume Bam isn't going to go in any deal just because he makes a lot of money and it doesn't really make sense for another team of that like timeline to take him back, even if he is a good player. So, yeah, and he honestly hasn't even been doing that good this year. So yeah, and they're also too, someone you reminded me because you said, where do you think James Harden's going to go? With all these teams, like, I don't know if I could see the Heat, maybe if like, let's say the Giannis stuff flails out, and I guess if the Heat really think like, I think the Heat could do some like crazy double edged sword stuff. I don't even know if that'd be the right way to word this, but I think the Heat could do something crazy where they go and get Giannis and then go and get Harden / Ja as well. That could happen. So, but I don't know if they would just go and get Ja or Harden definitely not Ja at the deadline if they don't get Giannis. And if Giannis is still available, I think Harden's a Cavs lock. I'm not mad at that. For the fact that for what really though, dog, I don't know what Harden's gonna go for. Just not to cut myself off. Okay, yes, I think Harden's probably a Cavs lock, especially the fact that report came out the exact same second that it came out that he was probably going to get traded, and it was just the one team, and it's the Cavs for Darius Garland. It also makes kind of sense for the Clippers to like, screw, get a young player for this dude, whatever, or relatively young, soon to be prime player, whatever the hell you want to call him, right? But I don't think I don't think Ja. If you say what will Ja go for, nothing. Like I don't think, look at what Trae Young just went for. And I know Ja has had less injury issues. I mean, Trae has had his injury issues recently. Sorry, I meant Ja has had more injury issues. He's a worse shooter. His like downhill presence he has his moments recently, but like and I rock with, like, I think that he could have his uptick, his upsurge. It even felt weird seeing Trae go for CJ McCollum. But we got to see what actually happens, because I don't think he would go for really much. I think the Grizzlies would probably be reluctant to give him up, especially with the fact that he still has some time left on his contract. Maybe think, screw it, we'll just keep him next to Edie and Coward and whoever the hell else and try and bolster his value back up at the very least. If not, maybe just keep him forever. I don't know. Then just deal him for no reason at the deadline, you know? But I think that's more than possible. But I also think that, like, yeah, if he does get traded, it won't be for much. It's wild to me, but that okay, we gotta dead this real quick. I keep seeing this. It's wild to me that Jaren Jackson Jr. went for more than Luka. I keep seeing stuff. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Bane went for 8 picks. Mikal and Bane went for 8 picks, or whatever the hell it is. Dog, he went for Anthony Davis. Like, he went for Anthony Davis. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good trade, but he went for Anthony Davis. Now, is Anthony Davis about to get traded for much? Probably not, but that, like Randall is questionable. Giannis is happening. Randall is like 32 years old, dog. Anthony Davis not talking about none no more. Dog, it doesn't matter. He went for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was still good last season. Like, he ain't playing though. Now he's on the market. You're talking about now. You're not talking about last year. This is still Anthony Davis. Like, I understand that it's continued. Anyone could have seen this. If Anthony Davis started to decline and still get his injuries on the Lakers, I understand. I'm just saying we're talking about one of the greatest players to ever play basketball. I just heard Giannis on the Thunder. You heard from a bird that lied to you. So that's about it. Kevin Love illness out Tuesday. I would say he's getting traded, but he's old and nobody wants him. AD not worth that many picks. Last year he would have been. Last year he definitely would have been. Not 4, but 3 definitely. So I think if they, it was obviously Nico and he wanted AD and whatever, and then AD got injured in like his first game in Dallas. But it's just gotten worse for AD. AD still a liability last year. I disagree. I don't think AD's value has tanked enough. It's been another year of his life and his career down the drain of injuries and everything, and now he's injured again. I think if AD was healthy right now and having a good season, which obviously it's no surprise that he hasn't, because of just his historically. But if he was, I think AD goes for 2 to 3 firsts right now still. But if not, 2 to 3 firsts, a solid player, not like a Giannis package, definitely not, and definitely not no premier 2 to 3 firsts, just like a solid, like how the Jazz just did. And by the way, once again, not all first round picks are equal. The Jazz, yes, they traded a 2031 Phoenix pick. We don't know what that will be. They traded their pick next year. Obviously they're betting on themselves for the next year, because the Jazz have been in this weird in between now we're going on like 4 years, where they traded Donovan, they traded Rudy, and Laurie ended up being really good. They're not like the worst team in the league. They haven't had the best draft pick exactly in any year. So then you're kind of just here. And then now, like, it's like, okay, now you decide if you want to trade Laurie and move on and rebuild again, or be like, well, Keontae's averaging 25 a game, AD to Jazz for Jaren Jackson Jr. What are y'all be talking about? What is this, 2K? So yeah, I just think that basketball. Okay, great. So Frank Ntilikina signing. Hey man, this would be the time, if we're going along to the timeline, that Frank Ntilikina would come back like Dante Exum did, get his contract, put on 20 pounds, and play small forward. It's about that time. A player is more valuable if they don't get injured, but AD has always been notorious for missing games. I think AD still would have won. AD was still not too far removed from being Anthony Davis last season. There's still a semi reason why he went. I think it's kind of inept if you try and write off and say that Jaren Jackson going for a Lakers first round pick, a Suns first round pick, and a Jazz first round, one Jazz pick, and like no play, like a couple solid young unproven player assets that aren't even like premier talents is better than Anthony Davis. That doesn't make any. And then yeah, all this pick stuff is getting a little bit over. Like, look at we keep saying this, but the same talks were happening years ago when the Wolves traded for Rudy Gobert, and it worked out. Like, it worked out. Like, they would not go back and reverse that trade, regardless of how you cut it. He's about to probably win another DPOI. At least that's what I think is going to happen. Like, I don't know. I don't, obviously no one thinks that AD should have got traded for Luka, but the AD doesn't play is way more of a fan thing than a GM thing. I don't think neither. I don't think that I think that'd be too drastic in itself, though, because it is true that he doesn't play a lot. Like, it's just a truth. Trey and Giannis duo. Did you hear Garland? Yeah, obviously we talk. No disrespect, but JJJ is a 6'10" cone that can't rebound, and they already have Laurie. It doesn't make any sense. Well, no, actually, no. I disagree with that. Jaren Jackson makes sense. For the Jazz have notoriously played Laurie at small forward. They had John Collins last year next to Kessler and Laurie. So they've done a lot of Laurie. Laurie played the small forward his year on the Cavs, and then he got traded and kind of continued as he went to the Jazz. So that's just kind of been their thing. And then you get a guy who next to Kessler's a good defender. Obviously he hasn't really played this season. But you get another defensive player of the year. He's next to a legit center. So I disagree with that. I think that you know, obviously you might be like, oh, they're these big lumbering big men. We'll see how that works out. But I think in general, it makes sense. The trade talks with Jeremy Sohan, I don't really care. He hasn't really played. Is New York cooked? No, they're on like a 6-game win streak. I mean, definitely not cooked. I don't know. I'm not like I'm not gonna lie though. When they were what 2-8 in like 10 games, I was like, hey man, that's not looking good. Now they had a very weird month. Now they won 6 in a row. It could be 7 today because they're playing as what's it called? The Wizards. Do you see a future in the Karl-Anthony Towns centered Knicks? I don't really think Karl-Anthony Towns is the center of the team. Well, he is the center, but he's kind of been in a more role playerish role recently. He's been getting like games where he has like anywhere from 6 to 12 points and makes some nice passes and gets like 20 rebounds. So I've actually I've really enjoyed his play recently, actually. And I wasn't before that. Like he's had some really bad games this year, and he's had someone had asked on Twitter and asked if I would stream the All-Star announcements, and I almost did, but then I just didn't. But I was really, can we talk about, I was shocked at that. I was shocked at that. But he has a superstar contract. Thankfully for the Knicks, real quick, I was shocked at the fact that Kawhi did not make the All-Star game, for one. Kawhi should have made it over Bron. Kawhi should have made it over really anybody. Kawhi was probably the second or third best player off that bench. I don't know how he didn't make it. Except for obviously Ant was a lock. After that, I don't understand what that was about. But what's it called? Kawhi should have been. Do you think Embiid, at least with Embiid, I think Embiid will make it off the Giannis replacement more than like. How many games has he played? He's played 29 games. I think he honestly, he played 29 game, averaged 26 points. I think he could have made it. I honestly think he could have. Kawhi's played 36. Like if I'm caping for Kawhi, I think, you know, who's the player that hasn't really missed? Mikal Bridges. Let me just get a basis of how many games. Okay, 49 games in the season. So one of them's missed 13. Kawhi missed like a stretch at the beginning of the year and then has really played most of the games since then. He missed like a stretch in November. And then Embiid obviously missed a handful, but he's been pretty consistent recently. Oh yeah, the Paul George thing, I felt kind of bad. I did. Yeah, that was kind of sad, but he got cooked. They sent him home. So yeah, but shout out to the surgeons, man. That's all I gotta say. Kawhi and Embiid, whoever they surgeons are, oh my goodness. I think Embiid even did play at least one back-to-back. I swear I might have seen that somewhere, but that was really it though. And I think he could have made it though. I think, who was it? Siakam made it. I think like, I thought MPJ was going to make it, honestly. I had actually wrote it down. I had wrote down I don't even know if I finished them, but like I had wrote down some predictions on my computer. I wrote down, I thought Kawhi was a lock. Jamal Murray made it, I'm pretty sure. So he was on there for me. I think Devin Booker made it. I had Donovan, Scotty, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Duren, and MPJ in the East. I didn't even finish it, but I wasn't sure who the hell was going to make it after that. But I thought MPJ was going to make it, honestly. But I'm not mad at Siakam making it over MPJ. They're kind of in a similar ilk of like player currently, you know, like role, bad team, great player. It's like MPJ, there's like a novelty now to or whatever the hell, like, you know, a player blossoming that like we value a bit. Not much, it's cool, but like Siakam's still doing his thing. He's still doing well. So I'm not mad at that per se. But yeah, the East didn't make me nearly as confused. There was somebody on the East though that missed it. I was very surprised about. I could be wrong, but it wasn't MPJ. It was somebody else. Because I like I just said, I didn't think Cat or Siakam was gonna. Oh, was it BI? Maybe BI. Norman Powell made it, right? Because the fact that Norman Powell, Siakam, and Cat made it threw me the hell off. LaMelo, hell no. Duren was no. Duren's been great, and Duren's on the first seed. No, Duren's been great. And then the West, it was really just, I thought Bron was going to get a complimentary spot after the voting. I did not think Bron was going to make it. Because if we do right, so look, LeBron stats. They gave Bron the spot. Bron has played 31 games. Kawhi has played 36. Kawhi has been better. Like, I don't understand how that happened, honestly. Especially with the recent run. Like, it's been a crazy run. Like, I don't know. Oh yeah, Sengun was another interesting one too, for sure. So that was interesting. But I was about to talk about something else, I think, a second ago. Powell's been really good though. Powell has, I think I saw he has the highest points per possession in the league. But yeah, I think I was about to talk about something else. How do you feel about Cat's tenure as a Knick? Oh, I was just gonna say this real quick. Someone had said about Cat having a superstar contract. At the very least with the Knicks, I know they pay out a lot of money now to Mikal, OG. Brunson, you could just view it as Brunson and Cat's contract should be swapped. You know, it should be reversed, like inverse of each other, and everything works. You know what I mean? Like, and not in some like, that doesn't, you know, patch up all the wounds of like having a contract that bad. And obviously doesn't make it easier to trade a contract that bad. Of course not. But I'm just saying that in terms of how the Knicks, literally Brunson took his contract so that things would work around that, right? Because Brunson, yeah, he took a massive pay cut. He took 100 million off, I think. So total, of course. And so I think that kind of makes up for that. He'll be like the second or third or fourth highest paid player on the team instead of being nearly first. Yeah, he could have got 100. Brunson could have been on the Supermax. Let me look it up real quick. Brunson pay cut, just to get the exact number. He passed up $113 million in guaranteed money. He took a 4-year, 156 mil. So yeah, he took a huge pay cut. So that makes up for Cat. Obviously, Cat was already on the team. That kind of makes up for Cat's contract thing currently, but to that point though, only for the Knicks does it make up for it. Like if we kind of ride this out with how the contracts are, it's straight. Like it's cool. They'll eventually enter the aprons and everything. It's cool, but like they'll be fine-ish. Whereas if they trade Cat, most other teams aren't built to be paying him that type of money for the production he's giving. I know he's an all-star, but it's a little bit of boosted. Now, as a fan, it's a little bit of, but he's still good though. I do hate how they use him at least 40% of the time, but I do think a little bit is also on him as well. I personally, when I watch the Knicks and like he's having a bad stretch or, whatever, I'm like, I feel like this should be the most, or is the most talented player on the team. I'm like, how is it possibly looking this bad? You know what I mean? I feel like just historically this should be the most, like, how is he not just shooting over people? Like, I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, I don't, if he's guarded by a damn 6'10" dude and he's 7 feet and can shoot over, I don't know, be pissing me off. What games been playing lately? I literally just played oh, sorry. I have a Google Chrome browser up, so it looks stupid. I literally have just been playing. I haven't really been feeling like playing any games recently. So I just be on this 2K16, man. Just putting up shots. Jeremy Fears should be an all-star. Do you mean Jeremiah, or am I missing something here? But yeah, he's been efficient from the field as well. Like, look at this, man. I got Boogie the MVP, but then we lost in the second round to the Timberwolves. I'd just be on here just chilling, low key. I got boomed on by Russell Westbrook. So yeah, whatever. But we did beat how did I beat the Thunder in the first round and lose to the Timberwolves? Only God knows. I got swept by them. Jazz rebuild. Oh yeah. I'm obviously gonna do a handful of rebuilds and things, but I'm waiting until look, man. I've been in the game for years. I wrote manuals, rules, whatever the hell Biggie said. I'm just gonna wait. Like, it's gonna be OD stuff happening. I'm not gonna rush it. Like, I was about to do a Bulls video. I could just, who cares? I could just, I was about to do a some sort of Bulls video today that included the current day Bulls. But then I realized I didn't start it at like 11 a.m. when I was about to, and then like 3 hours passed and the Bulls changed their whole roster. Which actually, that's the last thing we got to talk about, right? None of y'all seem to really care about that. No, I seen a few people say it earlier. I just kept yapping my other stuff. But the Bulls made like 16 trades, right? They traded for Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey. I think Ivey, the Bulls currently have, someone can help me if I miss anybody, Trey Jones, Jaden Ivey, Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Anthony Simons, Ayo Dosunmu. Is that all of them? That's 6 guards at the very least. I might even be missing somebody. And I would assume Mike Conley gets released and waived and whatever. I didn't say Mike Conley. Yeah, either way, whatever. Not to do the thing, but it's either 6 or 7 guards on this team. They're gonna have to call you to play. Man, I'm passing up the Bulls offer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to go play for that team, man. Me and Mataz, we're going straight to we're gonna be the 16th seed somehow. Brooks never been a bad player. He just has a problem with his, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know why I'd be reading out comments that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But what's it called? I don't exactly know what the Bulls are doing. Now, it's funny because I know a few Bulls fans, and the joke was always, yo, this is what they do with Vooch. They get Vooch, they re-sign Vooch to a new contract for 2 years. They don't trade him. They repeat and rinse. And then they don't win anything. Oh, yeah, they have Yuki, too. Yuki's actually been playing recently. They have so many guards. So, yeah. But anyways, they finally did trade Vooch. I saw they tried to get a first-round pick from Boston. Boston said, hell no. This is something interesting, too. Y'all probably didn't see this. Unless, like, I just saw it passing by. It's not like Sham said it or something. That the Bulls, from this dude, Mike Scotto, I think it was. I could probably find him on here. Real quick, give me a second. It said that the Bulls, or sorry, not the Bulls. The Celtics tried to get Zubats and they tried to get Jaren Jackson. Yeah, right here it says it. The Celtics are below the first apron. Damn, that's impressive. I did not think that was gonna happen. The Celtics tried to get Anthony Simons, a first-round pick and a future first-round swap for Zubats and salary filler. Obviously, the Clippers now are going to move James Harden potentially. Even with this recent win streak, maybe they're like, it's too little, too late, dog. Even though it's the middle of the season, we're out of there. Boston also inquired on Jaren Jackson Jr. I would imagine that Jaren Jackson Jr. thing didn't go far. There's also a lot of money commit to Jaren Jackson Jr. when, you finally just got under the aprons and everything. So yeah, but that's about it. Anyways, so they tried for that. They obviously, Vooch is a good pickup. Vooch is a good pickup for the Celtics for that price. Obviously, they got Simons for Drew, and when they get Simons, it's kind of like, yes, he's a good player. How does he fit with this team? Obviously, he's been coming off the bench this all year, which seems like it probably will continue if he's in Chicago. I don't know what their situation is going to be because they got Ivy, they got him. I'm assuming they both stay, obviously. Now you got, I'm thinking Kobe White and Io are both out of there sooner than later, right? Probably. But I like Vooch for the Celtics. Regardless, he plays 20, 25 minutes a game, plays no defense. It gives you a heck of a lot of post hooks and top of the key 3-point shots. I think that's good. I think JJJ in Houston would have been a perfect fit. I don't think his contract is a perfect fit in Houston. So that maybe it could have worked out, but I don't think so. So yeah, and I guess Kobe White to Houston might happen unless it already did and you're telling me it ahead of time. It could happen. Kobe White is in that like range of, what does he make, like 8 million still? I know he's expiring, but Kobe White's type of dude, if you can get him, he's on a cheap contract, he's he's on a 3-year 36 mil, so that's what, 12 a year. That's very easy to get for a team. They can get that for Dorian Finney-Smith right now. So like if that could happen, and then he would be a good asset for them. Obviously they have no Van Vliet. They still obviously are, semi-recovering from not having Jalen Green. He's not a perfect player, but he provides like an erraticism that just opens things up. He can shoot those JJ Redick shots. I know it's a weird comparison, but like the dribble handoff, just chuck a three. Why not? Like obviously KD's now shooting those shots for them, but KD's a little bit slower to get around stuff. There's a lot of late game scenarios where it's harder for him to get involved. I know he's hit game winners and stuff, but I remember earlier in the season. So nonetheless, whatever. Bulls gonna be running Isaac Okoro at center. Unironically, I think they started Patrick Williams at center like 2 days ago against the Heat, and they have Jalen Smith. That's about it. That Patrick Williams contract, man, God bless. So yeah, and then that's really it for the Bulls. I mean, it's just sift out your guards. Obviously, it seems like what it is that they probably, you got, what's his name? You got Ivy, who was cheap to get. You got Ivy. They traded Herder. You get Ivy, and then now you have Ivy and Simons, who weren't really that difficult to get. Obviously, yes, you gave up Vooch, but we've been looking at Vooch as like a net zero value dude just because of like old lack of defense type of thing. And the Celtics, honestly, is you would have hoped for the Bulls' sake they could have got at least a better pick. I think they swapped second round picks. That's just whatever, a non-factor at that point, to an extent. But you would have hoped in some point in history they could have got better, especially when, shout out to the Bulls, man. They traded Wendell, who's still kicking. Wendell's still out there in Orlando. They traded Wendell, and they traded either 1 or 2 first-round picks. I know one of the picks was Franz Wagner. I think it was Jet Howard and Franz Wagner picks. I could be wrong. For Vooch. And, that didn't really turn into much. Obviously, the Bulls, they had like a good half a season before Lonzo got hurt. I'm learning from dumb tests and the break you give me. Shout out to you, Germany, man. Some guy who's bored. Bulls need to trade for Jesus of Nazareth for a chance. I can't lie. Maybe next year. So yeah, that's kind of where the Chicago's at. And yeah, I just think Kobe White and Io's on a good contract too, right? Is he expiring? I know he was originally. He was making like 8 mil a year as well. And he's a good value dude. About to flashbang me with this damn screen again, but whatever. He's expiring, but he's making 7 mil. I think Kobe and Io are dudes that even if you don't know if you can re-sign them, you could take a flyer on them, throw in a couple seconds or a first or whatever, and then see what happens and think maybe they'll stay with you because of because you cared enough about them to trade for them, that type of thing. That happens a lot. What do you think about Schroeder, by the way? Probably talk about that. I actually haven't. We kind of just, there's been a lot of stuff going on. I like that pickup for Cleveland in a general sense. I will say too, which Cleveland has done this before, where like they've had another guard like the Ty Jeromes or whoever the hell else I'm forgetting behind Donovan and Darius. But you could say, and I'm just spitballing, but like Schroeder is another short little point guard. If you do get Harden, you throw Schroeder out there with Donovan, the dynamic of like, yes, I know he's an entirely different player. Schroeder's more of like a slow body, and I'm not saying he's slow, but like Garland's this quick pace, crazy, shifty dude. Schroeder's more a manipulative type of player, a little bit slower pace, not slow by any means, but still a small guard that could work in that sense next to Donovan. So you might think, screw it, let's aim for the fences. Is our ceiling higher with James Harden, since we kind of already know what our ceiling is with Darius Garland? I don't know. I don't really know how the long-term outlook of that trade is, especially with Garland. I mean, with Harden being 36 years old. Are you kind of saying this is it? The Donovan window is the next 3 years at most if you do that? I don't know. Is that not the case regardless? Maybe that's like the truth that they're kind of accepting. So we'll see. It is a bit weird. It's weird in general, but it'll be, at least on the basketball court for at least the next 2 seasons, it'll be interesting. So yeah. Oh no, I wasn't talking about Harden. I was talking about Schroeder is a little bit of a slower player, like than Garland. But I think that they could still run lineups where Donovan is playing next to another like legit small body point guard like how he is with Garland. I'm not even sure if that's really what you want. Ever since he got traded, there's been like, they got the 6'2" Donovan, they got 6'1" Garland, where the hell he is. So yeah, should I be excited for Kevin Huerter? I would say so. I don't know. I mean, like, no, maybe not. No, actually. Was good. You back. So yeah, that's really Dennis Schroeder. Obviously, Hunter never really panned out in Cleveland. The Kings have lost me again because the Kings, like, I'm pretty sure Scott Perry was definitely in office to sign Dennis Schroeder, and you know, him and Vivek, Ranadive, whatever the hell, like they just signed Dennis Schroeder for no reason, just to trade him for another dude who the Kings just literally make no sense at all. That didn't make any sense because now you got what's his name's contract, DeAndre Hunter. Appreciate you hearting my story when it was your birthday. Really, shout out to you, man. 4-year, $90 million contract. What year is he on? He's got 2 years left. I think they ended up having more cap space allocated after the trade than before. You trade Keon Ellis, who was like in such a weird standing. You would imagine Keon Ellis should be in the NBA for a bit. I don't know, how consistent his offense, but all you've heard about him is 3-and-D, solid, energy player in a general sense. And then the Kings, like when Mike Brown was there, they weren't playing him. I don't know if that was his fault or the front office or whatever. And then so on and so forth. And it just like seems like they completely mishandled that situation. But honestly, you got to question. Now, granted, maybe if you would have handled it better, you could have got more back for him rather than trading him with Dennis Schroeder for DeAndre Hunter. But like, does he even fix the Kings? Probably not. So like, it doesn't really matter. Like nothing they do right now matters. They really stink. They're really cooked, man. There has been some Sabonis rumors. I've seen the Raptors, which would make sense in a general sense for them. Like for both teams, kind of. Obviously, the Raptors had their issues with what's his name, with Jakob Poeltl staying healthy. I saw an RJ Barrett projected Kings trade earlier. That could happen. It's really unlucky that I got on here for the past hour and no trades have happened, even though a bunch of trades were happening right before. So yeah. Sabonis is overrated. That's for you to think, I guess. Sabonis would work on the Raptors though. The Raptors are such like a big, long body team. Yeah, I was sick as hell. I was sick as hell. Matter of fact, I'm about to take my camera. I was sick as a dog. But that's really it. Look at that. I see a Woj retweet on my screen. I need to take Woj off of here. Where's the green tea at? Yeah, but we'll see if any more trades happen. I'll probably just chill out and play some 16. Do y'all have any other like is there anything I didn't talk about or potential things that could be talked about? Because I can't remember right now. Is Zion gone? No. I think the Spurs should be doing something during the trade deadline. Sabonis on the Kings, can't blame him. I just got 3 seconds. Portland? Oh yeah, they did trade. You didn't talk about Grip. That's funny. Y'all both said it. Shout out to that, man. He's decent, right? He's cool. Bit Krejci. No trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo is expected to go down tonight. I don't think a Giannis trade happens until the day of, if that. And I don't think it really happens at all. I think we're going to get like a notification at 10 a.m. on Thursday that says Giannis is not getting traded. Or maybe we just keep the suspense and he actually, we just don't say that at all until after the deadline. We'll be sitting here like an hour after the deadline. Like, is it going to happen? I would assume it's not going to happen if it's an hour after the deadline. But yeah, I signed DeRozan in free agency for this team. You think Harden will be traded first or Harden? Well, I don't know. I think Harden will be traded first, but I think we'll know the Giannis answer before that. I think we'll know if Giannis is going to get traded before Harden gets traded. More than likely. Because I think the Clippers might wait to see what the Timberwolves have to offer if the Timberwolves would want Harden before Giannis gets, you know what I mean? Because if the Timberwolves are in the Giannis sweepstakes. So nope, just made a terrible pass. Like trade to the New Jersey expansion team. I'm good. Keep me over here. Did Drew get traded to the Knicks? It's a very, very much so a rumor. I wouldn't be mad with Drew on the Knicks. Obviously, I would rather keep McHale in a general sense. I just missed it. I'd rather keep McHale in a general sense, but if it meant 3-team trade, we get Giannis, McHale, sayonara. I rock with you though. Gotta do what you gotta do. I love talking basketball with people that are a little bit more, not even out of touch, because my mom knows a good amount about basketball. She knows how valuable. She's like, I was gonna say out of touch or old. So she's like, man, I'm not gonna lie. She's like, if we could trade Giannis for Cat right now, she's like, Oh no, that's what she said. She's like, I love our team. She's like, I wish we didn't have to trade no. Like, but we could trade Giannis for Cat right now. I'm like, yeah, I know. Great, right. That solves a lot. That for sure, that'll happen. Minnesota become champ contenders. They add Giannis. Of course, they're already. I think Minnesota, as long as Anthony Edwards is stepping onto that basketball floor, they're. How far are they out of the? Let me just look it up on my right browser. NBA. I think they're like 6th or 7th seed right now. They're the 5th seed. They're 31-20. I think if you're a top 5 seed in the NBA, you're kind of, at least on the Western, you're kind of like in that realm of even top 6. It's like. It's very not far-fetched to think you might go far in the playoffs, you know? So, yeah. So I think they're, as long as they exist with Anthony Edwards, I like their team generally. You know, I know they're not perfect. Every team's going to have their stipulations and things that, boy, we are getting fried right now. My team is too good to be getting fried like this. Sorry, when this is Joel Embiid's year, we'll see. It's funny because, like, I was watching them and I was like, I legally can never like Joel Embiid again, but I got to respect it. Like, he's really good for him, man, that his knees work again. Especially because, like, I read that article they put out over the offseason of him just being in his crib, like, not wanting to talk to the dude and, like, mad depressed. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So, whatever. At least he gets to do something with his life now. What are the Bucks gonna do now? Just rebuild? Yeah, of course. That's what I mean, though. They need some sort of picks back. They need their picks back. That's playing like, yo, Gauskas, chill out. Yeah, I won MVP last year with this man Boogie. You know, I got it on the Simcast quarters, whatever the hell, simulated quarter length adjusted. So the numbers be getting dragged, but I just enjoy playing, see if I could win. If you trade Giannis, you have to get picks. Oh no, of course you have to get picks. I mean, do they get their own picks back? Or are they gonna be okay with letting Portland keep 3 of their picks past like 2028 or 2029? Because it's gonna be a long time. And I was talking to a friend earlier in group chat, and he was talking about like Milwaukee, like, nah, like if Giannis wants to play this year, like you gotta trade him. Like you can't let him waste a year of his prime. I'm like, dog, Milwaukee shouldn't care about that right now. Like I know they should obviously respect Giannis. They should obviously send Giannis where he wants to go, which he obviously seems to have a short list. I'll be honest with you, the Knicks' chances are not great, even though I think that originally, of course, Giannis, as they had an entire exclusive offseason. I'm going to just take the tweet deck off the screen for them now, by the way, because nothing's really happening. Obviously, the trade deadline isn't whatever. It's not for a little while, but 2 days. But I don't think, hold on, Cat, and one. I don't think, right. I obviously, I don't think Giannis would be like excited to let a year of his career pass by, you know, full postseason, all that. But I don't think Milwaukee also would take lightly the fact that they, and I just remember what I was actually trying to say about the Knicks and everything, but I'll finish that in a sec. I don't think that Milwaukee is going to be like, oh yeah, let's just trade him now because we have to honor him and he's our best franchise player and da. Like if you know you could wait 2 months, this dude already has a championship. You know, like unless he really convinces them to let him go right now, it really doesn't make any sense trade package wise. Like I said, I think the only one that maybe could make sense, Miami could offer 2 first round picks right now. They can offer another 2 in the offseason. So even their deal gets significantly better in the offseason for Giannis. So I don't think it makes sense for that deal to happen right now. And then to the Knicks' point, they already had an exclusive offseason talking to the Bucks alone this past offseason where the trade never happened, which honestly feels like a blip in time because I didn't really pay much attention. I never thought it was going to happen. I thought, okay, if one day I see randomly it happen, just like the McHale or Cat thing, you know, God bless. But I didn't really think it was going to happen. So, you know, just let it go as it shall. But so the fact that the Knicks already had a failed exclusive offseason with the Bucks to negotiate the trade, and they have relatively similar assets, if not the exact same assets that they already had. How the hell did Ben Simmons just hit that shot? So yeah, why are you ignoring the Warriors? They have by far the best pre-debt. You know, to be honest with you, I'm not ignoring the Warriors. I actually just totally forgot. My mind is completely skipping the Warriors because I disagree though. For one, there's been too much back and forth. Now, supposedly the Warriors have offered the super duper package for Giannis. I saw that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if Sean's might have said that. Which would be like all their picks, and then what else? Like Wiggins, Kuminga, like that's just it. I don't know what the players in that deal looks like, you know? I do think it's very enticing for the Warriors to offer all their picks, but my thought is, would I rather take the Warriors, all of their picks? Okay, now look, I think that the Warriors, sure, if Shams says they offered it, they are. There was reports of like hesitancy or whatever behind the Warriors and buying in on the last of Steph Curry's years. Now, does that report go to absolutely zilch if it's Giannis? Maybe. because you know that, you know, you get Giannis, whatever. Dre, Kuminga, Pods, picks with great value. Yeah, but you just named, it's 35-year-old Draymond Green. It's Kuminga who supposedly can't even get on the NBA court, and Pods who everyone seems to hate. So it's like, you're not naming players of value. You're naming things that we're trying to flip for one of the greatest players to ever play basketball. So I don't think, but the picks though, so to that point, I don't know if what the Warriors, like if they have absolutely zero hesitancy to do it. Sure, if they don't, then there you go. It's offered. It's on the table right now. Let's say it is offered on the table. From there, I feel like, well, if I'm the Bucks, I rather the Heat offer in the offseason if they could offer me 4 first-round picks and I could get a guy like Khalil Ware or Jaime or both or Tyler Hero along with it. I'd rather that offer. So I don't even, depending on what the Knicks could do in terms of their assets getting flipped to different teams, the Knicks assets potentially of like OG, I don't know about Cat, but maybe even McHale, getting flipped to other teams in like an elaborate 4-team deal or something could potentially bring back more assets than the Warriors can give. The only asset the Warriors have that I would like really, really covet as a Bucks fan at that point is, of course, all their picks. But then now, too, though, you do have to account for the fact that if Giannis does commit long-term to the Warriors, which I also find hard to believe, too. I mean, that's totally fine. He's going to be in Cali and everything. Maybe he's like, screw it, whatever. But with like, you know, Steph being like 40 years old and everything almost, like I find that a bit odd to consider. But with that, though, then you're like, well, we're going to give him all these picks. We're going to take all these picks from the Warriors and they're just going to have Giannis. So, like, I don't know how I feel about that either. And you can say the same for the Heat as well. But but then once again, you get better player assets. So I think that matters too. And then that's why too, you kind of have to negate a lot of other like super weak teams. Like I think I saw a report earlier that the Hornets could jump in, which obviously would never happen. Like it was like, I think it's how Ramona Shelburne was like, or someone like that was like, the Hornets could jump into the what's it called? The trade negotiation. And I'm like, obviously no one's really thinking that much about that, because why the hell would Giannis want to go to the Hornets? I still think at the end of the day that, you know, Giannis can go to a team he wants to go. It might not be the team he originally wanted to go to, which was the Big Apple. It might not, but it's going to be a team. I think if it happens before the deadline, it'll be Miami, personally. I think personally that's what will happen. So we'll see what goes down. But Giannis to the Warriors isn't the answer. I don't know if it's the answer for either team. And then, yeah, I saw someone mention Jimmy. Of course, Jimmy could get traded with the torn ACL and everything, just for contract's sake. Someone mentioned MPJ earlier. I think I saw some that like the Warriors aren't insanely interested in MPJ for, you know, I guess thing with MPJ, I was talking to someone about him yesterday, and I guess like with MPJ, it's like he's been insanely good on the Nets, but do you question like he's in this bigger role? He's still taking similar shots, but he's taking more shots. And if like he goes back to a team like the Warriors or a team where he's a 2 or 3 option, does he just become Nuggets MPJ? Now, obviously, and then you got to consider, are the Nets going to make you overpay for that? You know what I mean? Which, I'm about to say Nuggets MPJ is still good though. Like, and also too, I really didn't realize, I was looking at MPJ, like he's been really healthy the past few years. He played almost 82 games the past 2 years before this year. He's probably missed like a game or 2 this year. But so that's actually pretty interesting. But I thought that the Pistons would maybe be a team that could gut him before this deadline, but they did just go get Herder. I don't know if that affects it at all. Maybe not, honestly, because they still have the Tobias contract. They still have I don't know what else, but yeah. So maybe, yeah. What's up, Clique? You doing good, man? Yeah, I'm doing swell. Lollapalooza P. Interesting name. So yeah. And then also to the Bucks point with Giannis, I just think like trading Giannis to a team that ends up becoming the Bucks again is so backwards. And I'm not saying that's the Warriors. I'm just saying there's a few scenarios I've seen discussed where it just becomes a second version of the Bucks. You know what I mean? I've seen the Blazers is just such a head scratching one to me. It makes sense in a general sense, but like, once again, I don't think Giannis wants to go to Portland. I was watching Jeff Teague's podcast where they were talking about Toronto. I don't think Giannis wants to go to Toronto. Like, I think he values the city thing. If you remember, there was like a funny thing Giannis did when Luka got traded, where he's like, oh yes, the NBA trying to make all the stars go to big market. And you know, and Luka go to Lakers, and Jokic gonna go to the Knicks. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, you know, Jokic isn't leaving. I'm like, you want to go to the Knicks? Like, I hear it in your voice. I'm not saying he will. Obviously, we already walked that path. But I think that Giannis wants to go to a big city. I think that's pretty, you know, predetermined by this point. For the Warriors, the trade is horrible for the long term because probably won't re-sign, and they would do it just to prioritize Steph's window. And I think the Bucks know that the picks are some of the most valuable. I really don't get how people overlook this just because it's the Warriors and the young talent is good. Paz is getting better every year. Kuminga's a great young player to develop. I disagree on all of this because I actually don't. I don't even, the Pods thing. I think with these big markets, you get a lot of flack for their young players just because they're big markets with like these like weirdly like young and impressionable and like crackheaded like hatred fan base. I'm not saying he's a great player by any means. I'm just saying he's not like a terrible player. Sure, he's a good young player. But then Kuminga, he's on a 1-year deal currently. So it's like now you're gonna have to re-sign this dude for a bag if he's trying to go for that again. It's not like you're gonna get Kuminga on a second rookie contract. At the end of the day, you know, whatever. And so it's different when Kuminga is a great young player who's in year 5. So it's like it changes things where you're not trading for a player in year 2 like Khalil Ware, who was better than both of those two in terms of like potential. So yeah, does Giannis have a no trade clause? No, but I think you have to approach the situation like he does. If Giannis, everyone knew that the Mavericks were nasty, which at the very least for his sake they traded him to the nice streets of LA. But I think everyone knew the Mavericks were nasty for not even. Granted, though, Luka, for not, confiding with Luka and the fact they were going to trade him, blah, 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 whatever. But even then, Luka, had been in the Mavericks since 2018, and they made the finals. But like, and yes, he was the city and everything, but it wasn't like he was whatever. It was what gives him 2025, so he was there for 7 years. Big time, right? But Giannis, we're talking. Luka didn't have MVPs. He didn't have DPOIs. He didn't have as much accolades. He didn't have the championship that Giannis had. Giannis is going to get a lot more credence to go where he wants to, just like a lot of players in this similar type of scenario. I just think Giannis won't go to a team with the best. But I think the Bucks will. There's a middle ground here. I think the Bucks will settle to an extent. They will. Damn, I need water. I ain't drank no water. A report did just drop about it didn't pop on my Twitter on here yet about Minnesota. Oh, thank you, Ink Demon, my guy, Ink Demon. Giannis, I think there'll be a middle ground where Minnesota. I mean, sorry, not Minnesota. I'm going to talk about them in a second. Where the Bucks might not take the. Like if hypothetically, if the Jazz or the Hawks or if the Hawks offered Jalen John, like something like that. Now that might be a little bit too far. Like they might actually take that damn thing. But that probably won't happen. That won't happen. But the Bucks would probably not. They would probably pass up on the best trade package from the Raptors or this. If Giannis really doesn't want to go there, they're just not going to do it. Maybe there's been some hatred established in this world. Like, for example, the Mavericks still got dirt and muck and grime on their name because of what they did. I know they got Nico out of there, but in a general sense of what they did to Luka, it doesn't even feel like some great promising scenario with them having Cooper right now. It does, of course, in a general logistical sense, but it feels kind of nasty because we know what they just went through a second ago. So I do think that matters for something. With that being said, I don't think teams want to make other players and organizations, and specifically players, view them in that type of light, like where you did a player who was your greatest player ever badly. You want to do him well because he did bring you a championship. It's not like he's some diva that's trying to leave that didn't bring you anything. He's won you 2 MVPs and, well, obviously himself 2 MVPs and a championship. Whatever. So they just posted this: Minnesota's trade packages gaining momentum as the one Milwaukee values most, with the Bucks value Minnesota and Miami's packages over Golden State. Yeah, I don't even know. So there's that. We'll see. With the Bucks value Minnesota and Miami's package over Golden State. That follows everything I just said. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see many picks from Minnesota, but if you could give Jaden McDaniels, do you think Jaden McDaniels has like a second leap in him? He's obviously already in year 5 or year 6. Is he worthwhile for Giannis? If what's the trade? Like, what's the picks? Matter of fact, I'm about to go look that up real quick. Giannis to Timberwolves, because I haven't really seen anybody post one of these mock trade. Timberwolves potential package for Giannis. Kale Bridges type leap. Yeah, that's not worth it. It says Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Rob Dillingham, Joan Berenger. I think Berenger is a good young player, but he's not like, I think you could view Berenger like a damn first round pick himself. He's in year 1. He's a good young center. Yeah. What happens with Miles Turner past all this? Like, he does not fit him, Kuzma, I guess. Like, I don't even know. So yeah, I don't know what obviously it makes sense. Yes, they're also posting about bro, I'm not gonna lie, as a fan of Wisconsin sports, I was pretty content trading Aaron Rodgers, but this hurts. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was also like 40. Also appreciated Tyler C with the subscription. Appreciate it. You want to leave Indy so bad. So yeah, that's that. Bro, I was so sick for like 2 weeks. That really pissed me off. I was doing real good and real job. I just got a moving screen. So they not making sicknesses the same no more. They messing up the game. Jazz turned Gobert to Keontae, Kessler, and JJJ. Good for them. Really? I mean, they didn't. Was Keontae in that trade? Porzingis has been ill since the 2024 final. No, he's not ill. He has an actual disease. Well, like, I guess that would be ill, but like, he's not like sick like what I'm saying. He has they diagnosed him with POTS. It's like a heart disease where like his heart rate spikes if he stands up, and he's got a long way to stand up. So that sucks for him a lot. But the pick they did get that pick from, damn. So yeah, They really did eat off of that. I wouldn't say, I mean, they probably got a handful of what they just traded for Jaren. Either way, I'll give you that. Yeah. I like when teams are more interesting. Like I was a big fan. I remember there was Raptors fans on Twitter hating on me because I was like, man, shout out to I'm really excited to see the Raptors be super mid this next year, which the Raptors are currently like 3rd or 4th. But I thought, they'd probably, well, this is before the Pacers injury. This is before the Boston injury, which they're still top of the they're still up there. They're still, what are they, 3rd? So Raptors are like 4th. I'm thinking the Raptors are going to be, I'm sorry to do this again, but they're going to be like 6 or 7 seed, like playing around that, like flirting for the play-in type of the team. And, with Indiana still being good and Cleveland still assumingly being better than them at that time last year, I was like, but I was genuinely excited for it. I'm like, that's a good team. Like they're actually building a good team. And of course they're playing a little bit better because of opportunity than some of these other teams, and just Cleveland kind of flailing out a little bit. So yeah, no Yabusele trade. So there was genuinely a rumor earlier that Yabusele is about to just go to Israel, like on a Pat Bev contract or something. I don't know. And if for that to happen, I think Yabusele gets traded to there's been a lot of Knicks Jose Alvarado rumors recently. They might trade for Alvarado or Sadiq Bey or someone like that, or Sohan or something like that. Probably not the Spurs. Probably to a weak. He probably goes to a weak team and they release him and they get draft capital. And the Knicks get like a bench guy, and then Yabusele genuinely leaves the NBA. I don't know where the hell. I'll be honest, I don't know where the hell Ja's going. I could take this off the screen again for now because getting fried by Cat. Please don't make that. Okay, let's go. We're only down by 3. I'm hitting Rudy. Why is Mike Conley in the game? We got Ben Simmons. You know what? Screw it. Mike Conley, mid-range. Okay, that's why. My Pelicans do need to make a move. What's really, when I do these, I want to hear like what y'all want for your favorite teams and everything realistically. Look, man, I've honed this realistic approach with the Knicks for a long time. Sometimes they surprise me and do better. Sometimes they surprise me and do worse. But in a general sense, so don't say no BS. Don't say pods for Giannis. I don't want to hear none of that right now. Give me that. Come on. 2 blocks. 2 blocks. Oh, I got a foul. Aiden. I want my team to trade Aiden. See, that's already unrealistic. I don't think Aiden has trade value. I think Vooch is good I think Boston could damn near make anybody fit onto their team. They always figure something out. And Joe Mazzulla is such a damn great coach. So they always seem to figure something out. You think Sun's giving up? No, he almost just made the All-Star team. Why? What do you mean? Why would they give up Brooks? Look, he always been saying he wants Team McCollum, right? So which one of his trade options given that besides New York? Who, Giannis? Oh, you're saying like, I think that matters. I think that matters. I think see, I will say that does matter because I think the Heat trade package is great. Obviously, Minnesota is definitely second to New York because if you're next to Ant, I mean, there you go. But or whatever, first, second, whatever the hell, 1A, 1B, it really doesn't matter. Pick your poison. Minnesota, whether it's you're playing next to Ant or Brunson, that's the best chance for winning, right? But past that, oh my goodness, pass the damn ball away. Speaking of passing, just let him win, whatever. But with what was I saying? With the Heat, yes, it's solid, but it's not like some like eye-popping incredible lineup. Like if they make that trade right now, they would have what? They would have Davion Mitchell, no, my bad. Norman Powell, Davion, Giannis, Bam, and whatever else. Oh my God, B-Souls. Appreciate it. My guy. Is this 2K15? 16. Matter of fact, I should change the category because I'm probably just gonna be on here playing for. I really want to see if anything else happens today. I thought James Harden would get out of there today, honestly, with all these rumors. I'm saying that he gonna win them with an old Curry. And did we just get a steal? No, they got a steal. We stink. They still suck. W Clique. Do I gotta remind him? Harden trying to leave the Clippers right when they coming back. At the very least, they're still like the 10 seed, so who cares? Trey Murphy to the Spurs for Sohan Olynyk, 2026 ATL swap, 2029 unprotected. Wait. So you want them? I mean, I'm not mad at that. That's not the worst trade in the world. I don't think the players have any value in that trade you just presented. I don't think they really even would care about Sohan, especially being the Pelicans and having all their bigs. Hey, yo, the comments are crazy. Y'all are saying insane. What else? All that just to get BTA from Hallie. Great. So every team in history has lost before, so it's okay, man. Look, man, he coming from my team. My team beat his team. That's it. Let's see. Elite picture. Beating the Celtics here. Chip. Yes. The Pelicans did say that they aren't willing to trade Trey Murphy. Yeah, I heard that, but that Atlanta pick is enticing. Just shoot it, DeMar. We got DeMar DeRozan shooting threes. It's because if the Spurs wanted to give up the Atlanta pick, get better right now. But where does Trey Murphy? I mean, they have so many players because Sohan doesn't play. Kelly Olynyk, who really gives a damn, right? I don't think so. Then where you would have Devin Vassell, Castle, Keldon Johnson, Bald Self, Victor. Obviously, you have the 2 bigs. You have him and Cornette, and then it's like, Where the hell does Trey Murphy? Obviously, you'd find a spot for him, but who gets kicked out at that point? So I don't know how I feel about. I feel like you're better suited just somehow. I mean, maybe it'd be like a dual trade where right after that they trade Keldon or Vassell or something. I don't even know if the money works on the trade that you presented. I would assume it probably does since you said it. 6-man and start Keldon at the 4. They have Harrison Barnes. They have Justin Champagnie. They start. I would assume Trey Murphy takes Champagnie's starting spot. That would be pretty obvious. They start Harrison Barnes. Then you would have Keldon, Vassell, Dylan Harper off the bench, and whoever and Champagnie. Unless I'm forgetting anybody else. Try my best against this damn team. Get LeVert out of my team, please. Yeah, y'all got LeVert, Duncan. Y'all got LeVert, Duncan. They should just go get MPJ, man. Try to make Boogie thick. What do we? I play Jeff Teague. They're 5-3. We gotta win. I'm not trying. Who even chooses to be a Wizard fan? He chose to. That's what's up. Super Bowl. I can't legally go for the Patriots, so I'm gonna go for the Seahawks. I kind of don't care though. I really would have. I would have rather the Bills made it. I would have rather the what's it called make it. The Rams. I would have genuinely rooted for those two teams. I'm happy that damn team with no quarterback now didn't make it at that point. The Broncos. I don't know why they ran a QB run with no time left, damn near, for no reason, and made him tear his ankle in half. Either way, I didn't really want to see the Broncos in the Super Bowl, so I don't really care. But then I was like, okay, I wish the Bills would have just made it. But they, whatever, the Broncos lost anyways. Who cares? So now I really don't care. But I would just go for the Seattle team because screw it. I don't know. Who cares? Josh Allen will not win anything ever. Sure. Legally because I'm a Giants fan, not actually legally. Why you hating my Broncos? I'm very, very like I watched a lot of football this year, but like I'm still like casual in regard to like who I care about. Like I don't care about those. You know what I mean? Like I don't. They had Peyton was on the Broncos when they won that ring, right? So there you got that. Whatever. That's about that. The Bucks value the Timberwolves Heat package Heat packages and Timberwolves trade packages for Giannis over the Warriors. Clippers are just throwing a life raft. The Cavaliers are looking to be very good with James Harden this year and then next, and then pivot after that. I'm looking at this as the Clippers just throwing a life. No, they have like 8 point guards. Someone said Yuki too. They have like 8. Al Horford can't guard. If we had Bo Nix, you might win. Oh no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying y'all might have won that game. That game was games were all nasty. Yuki about to be dropped. No, they're about to drop I don't even know actually. I lost train of thought. They already dropped. They almost had Javon Carter still too. They had to drop him. They get that. Boogie Cousins. Braun going to the Cavs next year. I think he will, honestly. There's too many rumors of him not wanting to be on the Lakers no more for it not to be true. I think he will. He's gonna make that. It says Bobby Portis unlikely to play Tuesday. He's probably. Anything else happening in the league? Well, we said about the Bulls. Obviously, shout out to the Jazz, man. I will say I didn't want Jaren Jackson on the Knicks, so I was I didn't really care about that fact. I know there was always a lot of Cat Jaren rumors, even Jaren before. For a while now, Knicks rumors. That was like the only player I didn't think made sense to swap. Now, I think Jaren next to Mitchell Robinson actually would be really interesting, but Jaren has had injury issues himself, but even past that, Mitchell Robinson like plays like half the season. So I think we need an actual center. So yeah. And if we're not going to get an actual center, it better be Giannis. You know what I mean? So it had to trade Mitch and Cat. I don't think so. Not contractually. Yeah, contractually, that's actually too much. But I don't, and also too, I don't think they would have been like fiending for Mitchell Robinson. They already have Zach Edey. So I don't think Giannis could play center. I don't think Giannis wants to play center. It's a lot more physical wherewithal to play center than power forward. And I know Giannis is a physical dude, but he could rather be physical offensively and play more help side defense on defense, and then pick and choose his battles. Giannis on center, yeah, it's just a little bit too much work for a guy like him. Like not that he can't, but because why would you? You're kind of a dumb misuse of talent. That's good. Yeah, like you could, if Giannis wanted to play center, you don't think he would have done that by now? And he like in a way he kind of does when you have a big stretch 5 like how they have for years now. So it's like that's the one thing with I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I think with any of these trades that we present, like for example Giannis to the Knicks, it's like I think that there would be more to come because I don't think they would just leave it at Giannis and the Knicks only centers being Mitchell Robinson and Ariel Huck-Porty if they even survive that. This fire playlist. I gotta keep it to myself, man. It's a gatekeep. I made this over like the past month. You seen Darren? Yeah, Darren Peterson is nice, man. He's really nice. He's stupid nice. Him and I still rock with the Bond stuff for sure. I haven't really seen one thing from Boozer. Not saying he hasn't played good. I'm a Twitter fiend when it comes to the draft prospects until the draft comes around. So I just see what I see, and I haven't seen nothing about Cam Boozer. I've been seeing about Caleb Wilson a little bit, but Cam Boozer, I know he's just good. You know, like it's really not much else to it. Like don't overcomplicate it. Damn, Tim, he almost made that too. Why is Lou Will at small forward? I need to make him trades, bro. What am I looking at? Pass down to Ben. He missed it. Good. What big trades have I missed? Someone could fill him in. I mean, you missed Jaren Jackson getting traded, and you missed a few other things. That's James Harden probably gonna get traded soon. Peterson and Halle back. Oh yeah. No, you are right. I mean, you are definitely right. What is it right now? Let me go look up Tankathon real quick. Sacramento's 1. Atlanta off the New Orleans pick. Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington, Utah, Milwaukee. Damn, Milwaukee's that high up? Yeah, dog. Go ahead. Close out this season. Dallas is 8. Memphis is 9th. The top 9 is pretty set. After that, you got the teams trying to like get into play in like Charlotte and Portland. That top 9 pretty set. Yeah, I mean, it could be any of those teams has really good odds at this pick, or at least like relatively even. That top 9 right there. That'll be interesting. Chicago Bulls legend Dennis Schroeder. Can't even go there. Tiago, my head coach. Wait, Tiago head coach now. You think I'm worried about him? Come on. I seen Tiago once at a Hawks game around this time. Give me that, I guess. The Spurs land at 13. Who should I don't even know prospects at that point. I'm not into that. Or like I just don't know. Yeah, Bull Chicago. Or not yet. Yeah, I think Dennis Schroeder's at 10 or 8 or 10 teams now. He's getting up there, man. Ish Smith might have some competition real soon. Especially because Schroeder's what? Like probably still like 32 or 3 at most. Could be wrong. He might have some competition. And Schroeder's had multi-team stints too. It's 11. Oh, he's had multi-team stints too. Like he's played with the Lakers twice. He played with, I think, the Nets twice. Every team wants Schroeder except the team that signed him in the offseason. It was real trippy last season. Now he went to the Warriors for like 3 seconds and then got traded again. Then it's got to be the MVP because everybody wants him. Give me another hook. Oh, I missed it. I didn't realize no time. Oh no, he was crazy on the Pistons. I'm actually, I really, that's the low key, that's the scariest player on the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell for like a third of the game when he's hitting every single shot, and then Dennis Schroeder, because Dennis Schroeder, when he was playing the Knicks last year, he struck fear in my heart. That's a real hooper right there. He can. Dennis Schroeder too. Is something real valuable about ugly playing players. Like Dennis Schroeder's shot is hideous. Like his shot, he shoots it like this. Like he like brings it to his chest. He steps out a little bit with his right, and then he like has his shot on like at least like slightly slow on the 2K setting. Like it's slow, but it's butter, and he gets open despite being 6 feet tall. Like that's a hooper. Then he can like manipulate his. That's why I said earlier, like he plays a little bit slower pace, but he's manipulative in how he plays. Not like a foul baiter by any means. He's just like very, I don't know, he's crafty. But he was nice, man, or he's just been nice for forever, really. I remember when I don't think he won 6. Did he win 6-man on the OKC, or did Montrez take it still? Because I thought he should have won it one of them years. I know there was Montrez was out there. It was like one other player for the Clippers as well. I'm pretty sure they was both on the Clippers. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just Lou or someone else. I don't know. Yeah, probably Lou. Yeah, he was on the Hawks for like, he got drafted by the Hawks in 20. He's still on them in this game. Probably, right? Unless he got, oh, there he is. There he is. Averaging 3 points in this season. Yeah, Jeff Teague be having a lot of stories about him. He finished second in 1920. Yeah, I thought he definitely should have won it that year. OKC, that was the year they made the playoffs in the bubble too. With it was him, Chris Paul, Danilo Gallinari, obviously young Shea, Lou Dort, and Steven Adams is still over there, and whoever the hell else. Damn, who just shot that? Oh my goodness, that hit. No, that's Jeff Teague. Man, get the hell out of here. Jeff Teague taking shots from Guangdong. Hello. Has he over Ben Simmons, by the way? Kawhi's an all-star? Did he make it? Like, did they replace him, or are you just saying that? Oh, he did? Oh, yeah. Oh, Kawhi was added by Adam Silver. The selection of the initial 24 all-stars. Leonard was added to bring the total number of U.S. all-stars to 18, the minimum required. So I'm pretty sure someone can explain it better if they want to, but they're doing 3 teams. And by the way, this is a horrendous system because like the fact that we even needed to add an all-star a day after they did the selections is just stupid. That's just stupid. That's a terrible scenario, like system. I'm happy for him though. And there'll be some more replacements probably. But yeah, so it's like 3. I'm never for an all-star thing where it's 3. We need 2 teams playing the game. Like I don't even have the worst memories from the ones that they consider bad. I have way worse memories from last year's was the worst all-star game I've ever seen in my life. Not even close. Like not relatively close. Like that setup was terrible. And so hopefully I don't know what the hell they're doing with this three team thing. But yeah, USA versus World is cool. But how does it work though? Like how are they what's it called? Damn, yo, crazy on this scandal, right? Dog, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. They're letting Kawhi play basketball. You acting like hey, He might have stole some money, but shoot, he could still go plant them trees. It's not like he was he doing something abhorrent and heinous? I have no clue. He just was money laundering. You know, it's all good, man. We be seeing that a lot. I watched The Sopranos. Did he deserve it? I already read that. 2 team games were not that bad. All-Star ain't been the same since 16. No. All-Stars had some good years. 2020 All-Star was real good. I really don't give a damn, honestly. It's more of a like damned if you do, and I don't give a damn if you don't. Because I really don't care if the All-Star isn't good. But last year was like last year wasn't even a fun viewing experience. At least some years, like when it's like a crazy high-scoring game, it's like, okay, screw it. Damian Lillard or Anthony Davis just dropped 50 points. Russell Westbrook dropped 50 points, and, you know, we go on our day. Like, it's at least like an interesting, it's like, yeah, it's like I watch a celebrity game. Screw it. It's I don't know, Kai Cenat's out there shooting mid-range shots. Like, who gives a damn? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But like, it's just something to throw on. Like, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But when they really mess it up, and I'm listening to Kevin Hart talking in between everything, I'm the players are obviously hearing him over the loudspeaker. That's terrible. Don't treat it like the damn dunk contest. So yeah. Last year they did like this 4-team thing, and if you lost, you like were eliminated, and you played like 3 possessions, and you probably got subbed out once too. Just bad news. It was just bad. Like, I was excited. The Knicks had 2 All-Stars for the first time. Well, obviously since Randall and Brunson or whatever. I was just excited to see my guys as usual. And what's it called? And then I think one of them like was out of there in 3 seconds. I'm like, damn. At least you played 14 minutes off the bench. It was a normal All-Star game. Yeah, LeBron didn't play. Yeah, that's just all nasty. Did LeBron even show? I don't know. Hey, y'all were laughing at me last year too. I was like, man, Norman Powell should have been out there. I said, Norman Powell, forget Bron. Norman Powell should have been out there. And then they was laughing at me, and he actually made it this year. Norman Powell, hey. It's kind of like this dude right here, Kyle Korver. Norman Powell has the opportunity to get a little electric All-Star performance. You know, give you a couple points, give you a couple 3-pointers. It's about to be a bust. That Al Horford mid-range. I rock with Norman Powell, man. I rock it. When I watch the Heat, it's certain players I got real respect. Like, I got real respect for players that you can beat the hell out of my team, but I really like. I can't hate. Like, you just are really hooping. Like Norman Powell, every time you play him, he just shoots that damn same one hang dribble to the right, pull up 3. Or he does that like weird behind the back or crossover thing where he's moving the opposite direction of where the ball's going, and then he shoots the shot, like that hang dribble cross. And I'm like, damn. And he just keeps shooting the same damn contested shot, and it works. It's like, screw it, whatever. I like him. Like, I don't know. Respect. Oh, I love Siakam. I love Siakam. I've always really liked Siakam. You see him, he's on my power forward right now. Don't mind the terrible face scan I gave. He just looks must. What's it called? Siakam, every year we played him in the playoffs, there's never been one moment where I'm like, damn, like I hate that guy. It's like, it's just literally, he'll go to the post. Yeah, I can't hate it. I love it. Now, obviously there's times when a player like that, you know, you might go to the mid-range shots and miss more, but then I love you even more because now you help my team win. Like it's a win-win. I'm seeing good hoops, or I'm seeing whatever. Like there was one half in the I know Trae Young was really nasty in that 2021 run. Like I remember there was a game they won because he like hooked RJ's arm and it pissed me off. But like, you know, some nasty stuff out there. But there was the first half of game 2 where we ended up winning the game. We were down by like 15, and I was at the game, and I was like, damn, I'm not even mad. I'm like, he is frying us. And that was it. And now he got traded for CJ McCollum, and it's kind of weird to come to terms with that. You got to just give it up, but like you just got to respect it at a certain point. Can we win a game, bro? What am I watching right now? Bulls are wanting Tari for Kobe White. Is Tari an expiring? I think he's an expiring, right? No extension or nothing. You honestly, if the Rockets are like, we can't pay Tari, but we could pay Kobe, maybe. But I don't think that happens. Maybe a 3-team trade. Please don't make that Al Horford. Can we not lose another game? Like I'm over here losing way too many games right now. Let me get that. I'm wide open in the paint. I got Ersan Ilyasova down. I got Tabo down here. Give me the ball. They're not doubling? Damn, please make it. Yeah, I don't think the Rockets would just give up Tari, but you would have to be really convinced. I think they could be convinced. But he's been playing really good, though, right? I think the Rockets, in the day, when you in that mid-tier of, like, not saying they're mid, but, like, in the middle tier, middle ground of, like, you, of course, want to preserve your future, but you're also built around currently a 37-year-old and you want to win a championship this year. You know, like, you're not going to just give away a dude who's playing really good this year. I think Tari was shooting like 45% from 3. Tari and him in best defensive wing passing this year. Yeah, I wish OG and Mikal were that, but Mikal don't always be like that. OG's usually on his game, but Mikal's a little bit, you know, slightly disappointing on the defensive end from time to time. Mikal in general, he had a really bad January for most of it, but he is like 50-40 still for the season in shooting offensively. So I rock with him. I think one of the ways the Knicks could make the Giannis thing work, potentially if it does go down in the offseason, let's say, is I think OG has more value as a player just because of his like more unique skill set, whether not offensively per se, but just like his strength and his defensive ability to guard like 2 through 5 or whatever the hell. because he's literally, I've seen him guard Embiid, I've seen him guard every player. So I think that's where OG's value comes out. And I saw Jeff Teague say that they could keep, he genuinely thought they should keep Mikal, which I don't know if I agree with that, like, oh, if you had the choice. But if they decided to trade OG, you might have the opportunity to trade OG to another team and, you know, bring back the value that the team wants for Giannis. Now, I'm not gonna lie, we keep seeing these talks flare up and everything, and Giannis just says, "Screw it, I'll go to Minnesota." I think it's happening, like, you know what I mean, or wherever the hell, Miami, Minnesota, and he actually just wants to go there. They'll potentially have a good enough package where it's like, screw the Knicks, you know what I mean? If JJJ could go for 3 picks, what can Cat go for? I think Cat's relatively negative defense and older age than Jaren. Jaren did just sign a pretty hefty contract, so I don't think there's some like insane benefit there. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the Knicks trade Cat unless it's for shoot the 3, you idiot. Whatever, we'll take. I don't think the Knicks. Yeah, Cat should be on the world team. He's a world player. He was, what was it, DR or something? They made a 20 mil exception. Yeah, I did see that. Will you please hit a damn 3-point shot? FT, 2 free throws. What team do you think is the worst for franchise in 2016, 2K16? You mean like to choose off the rip? Probably what do y'all think? I can't remember. Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn. Brooklyn had nothing. Brooklyn was just, they had no draft picks. They just had Brook Lopez and Joe Johnson, and they had none of their picks. Yeah, bro, easily. I just couldn't, you know, I can't top my head. It's 10. I actually would be, now, I'm not gonna lie, Sabonis Raptors trade, that's pretty good. As a rival, you know, as a division, I don't really want them to get better, but from a basketball fan, that makes sense. I'm gonna sound like a hater. I don't care what the advance anything says. I don't agree with the redundance of having Scotty, RJ, and Ingram, so I think you'd be better off getting a center for RJ. I know he's been playing like good, but I did just watch the Knicks play the Raptors the other day, and RJ Barrett looked like the RJ Barrett I know, if you know what I mean. So I'm not really moved by them. You know, I'm not moved by them holding on to that team, honestly. Well, I mean, they're good though. They are good. But okay, pump fake corner. Let's screw it. I'm going to the rim. And one. Get that one. Oh, I missed. I need IQ in it. Hey, IQ dropped like 40 the other day, though. Come on now. What's a role player you wish the Knicks never got rid of in the past few seasons besides Devo? I mean, obviously Hartenstein. But I don't even know if Hartenstein's considered a role player anymore. He definitely is, but like contractually, he got bad. Obviously that. Aside from him, I can't even front. And this is crazy to admit, bro. I hate on this. So I've said this a few times now on streams. So for some reason, my sister she became a big Precious fan because of his name, and I have a moral obligation to hate on Precious ever since then. Especially when I noticed that, well, for one, Precious is like super dumb sometimes. He had great highlight dunks. But I could be totally honest in saying that we should have kept Precious over Yabusele because Yabusele does nothing. And I thought Yabusele was going to be great. I thought Yabusele, I seen him drop 35 against the Nuggets last year with the Sixers. I thought he was bound to be, but I think Yabusele had to have put on like an extra 20 pounds in the offseason. He was already a big dude, but he was even slower, not getting his feet off the ground and just maybe not in the rhythm of whatever the hell we do. Maybe just not, whatever. I'm just going to shoot this damn shot. Who cares? We lost I need to lock in more. I had 25 points. What am I supposed to do? I'm 8 for 11. Oh yeah, I'm making trade. Mike Conley, I'm about to go make some trades. You a damn bench player doing all this garbage. Slow down, dropping all that trash. What is he doing? Siakam 0 for 3. I'm about to start my guy Quincy Acey again, man. That's my guy. Sixers finesse the Knicks for that. I mean, they didn't get anything. They got was Barlow already on their team? I know they signed Trendon Watford from the Nets. Precious B he used to have some electric dunks too. He's just a better player than current Gershon Yabusele. What do you think the Warriors are gonna do? They kind of got screwed by the Jimmy thing. Sucks for them, but like that's just where we're at right now. Let me get my. You know what I did get offered? Hold on, is it still there? This is nasty. I don't know why I got offered this on here, but I was damn near tempted to take it. And remember, I make my own custom 2K16 rosters, so to an extent, they offer me. But then I looked at it a little bit better. I would take Jabari too, dog. I should just do this. I should just figure out a way to do this. But nah, the money doesn't match. Look, either way, whatever. But this is nasty. This is nasty as hell. I could put Joel at the 5 and put Boogie at the 4. I'd take it. I'd do it. We figure it out. But then I looked at their team and I'm like, damn, I guess they already have their 2 centers as well. So screw it, whatever. I don't know. I felt really nasty even pondering it. But like, I don't know why they're offering this. It's funny though. I'm damn near about to just do it for the hell of it, especially since we're struggling like this. Let me go see my boy Giannis at 91 because I made him real good. Jabari for Rudy Gay. I see, like they could take the contract money. Maybe I could take their like first round pick or something. They got Rondo. They could work it out. Giannis could play the 3. Papa Nicolau, shout out to him, man. Is he on here? I remember Papa Nicolau got drafted by the Knicks and they traded him to the Rockets, I'm pretty sure. Gonna do an NBA history sim again? Probably. I don't know. I just be doing videos that like make sense, I guess, like for the time. I've been trying to do like too much complicated stuff recently. Oh, I forgot the Knicks play today. Damn, the Knicks play in 15 minutes. I'm about to get off here before that probably. Maybe I'll get off a little bit after the game starts. Throw it on my. They play the damn Wizards though, so who really cares? All right. Should I just do it for fun? Throw and beat on this team. We're gonna be a little bit too, but we're losing right now, so it's like whatever. Who the hell is that? I could always, if we're too good, I could always reverse it. Screw it. Joel Embiid, welcome to the team. Low key though, I could just trade him again. I could just trade him to another team for what I actually want. Hey, his value is not even good. Maybe Joel's some mid. I don't know. I get D Rose. No, I really can't though. I can go do the Jabari trade that I was just thinking about doing. Hey man, watch this. We're gonna do. I don't know how this works. Yeah, I know we got Joel and Ben. The spacing is even. The spacing is technically even worse. I think I want to stay at the. I want to put this big bastard at the 4. I low-key want to stay the 5. That doesn't really make sense, but it doesn't really matter honestly. Joel look like Malik Beasley. Hold on, let me figure. We low-key though. I could be nasty. I could just leave him off the bench. Because we low-key needed a backup big. But I think I want to start him because that would just make sense. Let's go Joel here. Give Siakam the 20 minutes off the bench. I kind of rock with Lou Will. We got 3 damn. I think I put Pascal so we could play the 3, so that kind of works. We got 3 damn power forwards like with the 2019 Knicks. I'm gonna just give Joel 31 minutes. He's the second best player on this team overall wise. I'll just kind of even out the starters. That's close enough. Whatever. I'm still the best player on this team though. This is nasty. See, but now we play some big men. But what's the Mavericks 2 and 5? I don't want to play them. We probably should play the Warriors. Bulls are 4 and 3. Warriors 6 and 1. Let's play them. Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons. That's funny. We got fried by the Bulls. Got fried by the Bulls. Joel Embiid with 12. Ben Simmons 4 for 12. This is a nasty team, boy. Let's just run it. I'll run it. 2 bigs who can shoot mad tall. Yeah, this is a fire team. That trade is nasty, but I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. So to give y'all some more context on this little nasty 2K16 I'm doing, I lost in the playoffs. Oh yeah, I finessed the Magic. I had the Magic pick, and it went number 1, and it jumped from 3 to 1. Shout out to that. And I got that pick off of some BS because they weren't valuing their pick enough, and I just was like, screw it, it's the Magic. I lost to the Timberwolves, which is just disgusting. Look at Zach LaVine. Look what they just were frying us I couldn't do nothing. We beat the Thunder in 5 games, but then we lost to the damn Timberwolves, and I was trying my best. They were playing really good defense too. They had KG still, his old self, him and Cat, and they were doing what they needed to do with him and Pekovic too. Pekovic, big, strong body self. I couldn't back him down in the post. Look at that behind the back pass, my boy AC. It's fun playing with like a kind of mediocre team though, but we got swept by the damn Timberwolves. It was just me, Mike Conley, Rudy Gay, Quincy AC. I had Danny Green. Now I signed DeRozan in the offseason. I drafted Ben Simmons. I finessed another trade to get the 7th pick and drafted Siakam. And then I just traded for Embiid for Conley. I still have Rudy Gay. I traded like some stupid stuff for Lou. It was like George Hill, or it was like Darren Collison turns George Hill, turned to Lou Will. And then the rest is the rest. Quincy AC been here, Markieff Morris, whatever. I don't know. I'm just doing, 2K16. You can really finesse the world on here. I like, look at Ben Simmons, man. Put him on Curry. Come on now. Joel on Draymond. I don't know. Is Joel gonna be slow as hell? He gonna be laboring? He might need to get on the 5. What season? This season? What's he? Oh, Joel wearing number 0? That's nasty. Who number Joel wearing number 21 in real life, right? I need to change his number after this. 0 is he look like Andre Drummond out here with that big number 0 on his back. Yeah. Get Ben on Curry. Don't get fried now, bucko. Oh, yeah. Running that floor. Joel looking slow as hell. I might need to put him at the 5. Ooh, block. Ooh, Rudy. Yeah, it's weird with some of these mid-tier markets or low-tier markets going into rebuilds, because it's like, are you ever going to get a free agent? I mean, 2022 was 4 years ago. Yes, it was. I remember 2022. That's the year Halliburton got traded. That's the year Porzingis got traded to the Wizards. I remember doing the trade deadline stream that year. I remember I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. I ain't played that game since, and I never beat the first one. What else happened that year? A few other things. I was when the Halliburton Sabonis trade happened, like I said. I think Harden got traded to the Sixers that year, just a year after the Brooklyn's tenure started, I'm pretty sure. I went to the Nets game in the playoffs that year. That was the year the Knicks were trash. I didn't watch no Knicks games that year. I have zero recollection of an Alec Burks Knicks game. I was like, I know this is my job, NBA, whatever. I'm going to just watch the rest of the teams because the Knicks, there's no reason to watch them. I remember enjoying the playoffs that year. I think that was the year that Ant hit that 1-game winner against the Grizzlies or whatever it was, game winner, game tire from the corner. That was an interesting year, I guess. That was year the Warriors won the finals, right? I don't really remember even caring about the Warriors winning the finals. Shout out to them though. I didn't really give a damn. Steph was doing his thing. Jordan Poole. They had benched Steph at the beginning of the playoffs for Jordan because he was injured. Let me get that. Come on. Low key, I could keep Joel because I'd be forgetting my power forwards even out there. I don't be passing them the ball. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They won a year or two later. Yeah, Celtics won 2 years later. Shout out to Marcus Smart, man. He was out of there though. Him and Robert Williams. Robert Williams, like, I feel like that's got to be like a bit of a nervous system shock to go from instant success in Boston to you playing on the damn Blazers and you could barely play because you injured all the time. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be a little bit confusing. I have a lot of empathy for players like that who go from like Jordan Poole even. Jordan Poole went from heaven to hell. The heaven got punched out of him. Let me get another one. Screw. Oh my goodness, I'm frying. I rock with Tatum. I was fine with them winning their ring. I was happy for Porzingis. The hell of it. I didn't really care. I probably would have rather Luka win one though. Maybe they would have never traded the bastard too. Imagine that the Mavs actually like skidded out of the playoffs, still got the first pick, and they still had Luka and Cooper. That'd have been insane. Smoke the hell out of that three. About to just be volume shooter and let my team play defense. We got an insane defensive team now. Rudy Gay, decent enough. He tall as hell. Y'all saw, oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. They said Draymond's on the trade block. They said Draymond could be traded. The Bulls and Celtics trade of Nikola Vucevic won't officially be traded tonight, as they keep the doors open to facilitate the deal further. They seem to have more up their sleeve. I wonder what that could mean for, well, obviously the Bulls. The Bulls have like 16 more things to do with all the damn guards they have. Sometimes these deals, like a bunch of deals happen and they'll just like wrap them all into like one 16 deal just for the fashion, like for no, Draymond to pick for Clay, send it in Mike Dunleavy. Okay, bro, go ahead, man. Go ahead and do it. Why not? Bring back the Splash Brothers. The Trash Brothers. The Splash, what was that, RDC? How y'all feel, man? I was just thinking of the Jermaine Cole about to come out real soon. Shout out to him. I really like that Golden Goose freestyle. That's my favorite one of those ones he dropped. These is Golden Gooses. 3, Curry, Dong. Come on, Joel. What you down there for, big dog? Yeah, it was worth that $1 in a dream, even though that website didn't work for like 8 minutes or like 8 hours. Why does Omar Asik have 6 points? Is this my fault? This is my fault for sure. Well, I blame Joel for that last one. He's got 4. Okay. I don't remember him scoring. I kind of just zone out when I play these. When I'm not talking, I can lock in and like really play. Like last night, I think I lost that series against the Timberwolves because I was talking to my guys and I was playing kind of off the set, like not in the center of my thought process. Oh my goodness, I'm frying them right now. You played Dispatch? Is that the story one? No, I haven't yet. I still got to. I haven't even watched none of it yet either. Don't spoil it for me. I'll perish. I'll wither away right now. You spoil it for me, hopefully not. But yeah, I'm gonna play that eventually though. Play when the time is right. I'll fake. Oh, that's a charge, I guess. Thank you, Draymond. Twilight for Mint. That's what you said last time, I think. I swear that's what you said. Villain Brooks trying. I rock with Dylan Brooks, man. Dylan Brooks, another player. He's not egregious in like, because think about it. Is Dylan Brooks done anything like super dirty? He's just annoying. I think Dylan Brooks is pretty like timid in terms of like his physicality. He's just annoying. And then he actually became really good at scoring this year. I've seen people like, oh, he was doing this on the Grizzlies. Not on this level of efficiency or this volume or anything, really. He was never this. I remember when Brooks, like, he used to score in college. Then he got to the league. He could score early on them bad Grizzlies teams. And then it kind of dwindled away as he started to put on muscle, and which I don't know if that was a direct, maybe he just wasn't hitting shots no more. So he just wasn't really, yeah. And then obviously Bane kind of took his like role off that team, and then it was like, all right. And then they really tried to send him to hell, like just value wise. They were like, Dylan Brooks might not get signed by any team. And I'm like, damn. And we didn't think he was going to go nowhere back in the 2023 free agency, I think it was, right? 2023 or 4. And then obviously you got that big bag from the Rockets because the Rockets were in like a little bit like of ready to get out of purgatory. Shout out to them. They've really navigated that to this real well. Because, they obviously were in a semi-mediocre, just getting started type of spot. And they, Fred VanVleet obviously proved to be a good signing for them, Dylan Brooks. So stuff like that, you might think it's overpayment in the time at that time. Like there was so much talk about Fred VanVleet, but it's like, well, who the hell else is gonna go there? And we try to get kind of decent, and then they did. Shout out to that, I guess. Okay, Joel, look at that steal. I still need to take that damn 0 off his back. Come on, right here. Like this team is nastily good, but like look at the score. We're still in a close. Hold on, one more to Joel. Look at that. Oh, he got to make that shot. Dylan Brooks is an all-time player in Toxic team. I don't remember that. I'm fake. It's DeMar. Go to the rim, you idiot. Why'd you flare out to the left corner? Whatever. I'm about to throw the damn game away doing too much. That's off. I'm down here, DeMar. Look at me. Low post. Got out of Beal's albatross of a contract. See, I'll come to the Warriors. Why would that happen? Yeah, I don't know. I chose to control Boogie because obviously he's on the Kings, and you know he. Okay, Joel might just keep this little Spurs Twin Towers thing going. Me and Joel. Obviously, I just had a really wicked thought in my head. You know, I'm gonna just say it. Who cares? What y'all gonna do to me? I was like, damn. You know, the Spurs Twin Towers always feels weird to say Twin Towers. But then I'm like, damn, you know, the Twin Towers, you know, they did get them out of there, sadly. But isn't it kind of ironic that the Spurs Twin Towers team beat the Knicks the year before? Never mind. I'm gonna just have my thought there. Anyways, do you think Giannis will get traded, or is it all just talk? Yeah, no, I don't think he'll get traded yet. I think he'll get traded in the offseason. He's definitely getting traded though. Oh yeah, no, Giannis will not play another season with the Milwaukee Bucks. He'll get traded for nothing. Draymond and Capital for scam Adebayo. The Heat would have to be trying to rebuild, and the Heat are like never trying to rebuild, so they're not doing that. With how normal conspiracy sound nowadays is not too wild. David Robinson, what? He was in the Navy. Hold on. How would he be like? See, you took it a step further. I had not put that. The Admiral, I didn't say that about you. That was him. I would never say that about our good man David Robinson. My friend just added Anthony Simons in fantasy. I actually added Anthony Simons a little while ago. Then I dropped him for Jalen Smith, because I was like, he gonna be on the Bulls now, and there's too many players over there. But I guess he wanted to pick him up. Maybe it's just fun. Navy and Air Force student. Hey, I don't know none about that military stuff. I have told this story once before though, but I told this story in a video or on the stream. But my parents were supposed to be in New York City, like a block away from the Twin Towers, doing some like my dad was from Trinidad, so he was trying to do some like paper stuff like citizenship, and they was doing that like that was scheduled for 9/12/01. so I was born a month later. So I was if that was scheduled a day earlier, it might have been cooked. So it might have been cooked for me. I might have not been around. Yeah, so they dodged the bullet, or they dodged the plane that day, I guess. That'd be real scary to be out there and that happened. Yeah, I remember when I was in you know, I was in 8th or 7th grade, and my class was supposed to take a field trip out to like a museum over there, but there was like threats that this and that was gonna happen out in the city, and I was like, nah, me and my friends just stood home and we just took the off day. I was like, I'm good. You tell me would have robbed the Cliques Productions? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm getting fried by Omar Osik. We're only up by 2. I was in 2nd grade. Damn, that's okay. You good, man? You good? Everyone was going home. I think we talked about that actually. We might have. Anyways, I'm fake. Cucked him. Oh yeah, and I foul baited on accident. That really messed with me. That wasn't even like a damn you old thing. That was really like a Kevin Hart damn, but not even forced. Like the thought of even having conscious thoughts when 9/11 happened is crazy to me. I was watching I seen ASAP Rocky say he's like 37 years old. I was watching that Joe Budden podcast with him. He was talking about being 37 years old, being born in like 88 or something. Like, it's a crazy thought. Yeah, I think we did talk about that. Remember we was talking with it was some dude that kept going on about D'Angelo Russell. I think that was me and you talking to him, right? Kept talking about how D'Angelo Russell was nice, and we're gonna root for the Nets with D'Angelo Russell when he got traded there. Unc was alive when the blueprint dropped. Hey man, I mean Jay-Z. Well, I don't know if Jay-Z's really a hot topic right now, but well, I mean for the wrong reasons. But now that was another time. This time was with Samson. Oh, okay. I got tickets for ASAP in Germany. That's fire. That's fire. I'm gonna go to that fall off tour. That J. Cole for sure. I gotta be there. That Forest Hills Drive 10 year was still a top 10. To see an album that you never thought you was gonna see, because they do like a little anniversary, is real fire, honestly. I did not expect, like, because, you know, I've seen J. Cole like 4 or 5 times, but, you know, you don't think you're going to ever see, he was doing all type of Friday Night Lights song. He was doing all type of Carolina Blue Kicks, Pedal to the Metal. He was doing all types of, what else? The Premeditated Murder, maybe it was the other one. Two-Face, I think he did Two-Face. That's, it's expected. Oh, I didn't even see this notification. It expected the Karl-Anthony Towns to play for the world team. I mean, I'd assume so. Why would that even be a question? Cat is Dominican. Cat has never played for Team USA, right? I don't think so. Blueprint Unskippable. That album is crazy. The hell is this team? You got the new Twin Towers and Boogie. Yeah, so let's talk about. The J. Cole, it was $1 for like if you wanted to get in there, like you had to finesse it, and then like you could sit up like the seats probably for a concert. I will say for concerts it matters less where you sit at. Like I remember when I was a kid and I saw J. Cole a few times. I saw Jay-Z actually. And like my Jay-Z seats weren't bad, but I saw J. Cole and like my seats, that was the first concert I went to, and the seats were not good. But like it doesn't really matter. If you with friends, like you just kind of in there and listen to music, like it really doesn't matter. I went with Larry when I was in Vegas. We saw J. Cole. Boy, it was at this club and he didn't come out. It was supposed to be like he came out at like 10, 11 p.m. He didn't come out until 2 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, he messed me up with that. I didn't want to listen to him for like 6 months after that. That messed me up. Yeah, like I'm like, okay, bro, I'm not really trying to listen to no role models, dog. I'm trying to go to sleep. I think the Fall Off would be better than 444. I'm not sure if I could say anything would be better than 444. Damn near 444, like top 5 albums for me, top 10. Top 15, something like that. I gotta hear it first. Why Steve Kerr so buff? They probably got his player scan out there. That's probably why. Had you up all night, constant drinking the low songs. That's fire. That was a good comment. I was just watching. He had like a live performance with Miguel. I was on YouTube. I saw. Give me that, Demar. Go ahead, man. End the game, Demar. End the game. Nah, give me that. I have 30. I'm never trading Joel Embiid because I did something right. I got 32 points. I'm just chucking the ball. I feel like sometimes when I'm not locked in, I don't shoot enough. But boy, I'm just going at the Warriors. Joel Embiid, I don't care if you drop 4 and 4. No, you earned your spot. I'm never going to sleep at 2 a.m. No, I do. I usually do recently. That ended, bro. That I remember when I used to record all them videos at 2, 3 a.m. I remember I made that video talking about why it's better to stay up late at night. Your focus is great. Your motivation is great at night. It's elite. But then you wake up the next day and the day is over. And like the sun is like, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the first winter in my life that I woke up and saw the sun every day. Not in my life, but like since I've been out of school, there was probably never a winter where I usually wasn't waking up after. I usually was waking up and maybe up for like an hour or 2 at most with the sun up. My sleep schedule was always cooked. I was going to sleep at 7 a.m. routinely. So at least in the last 6, 7 years, I know, crazy, I just did that. But at least in that span, there has never, like I saw the sun every day this winter for sure, no doubt. I'd be up at like 8 or 9 usually, 10, 11, something like that. I usually chill out for a bit. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I can record like videos at like 10, 11, 12, 1, I could get them same videos out. So that's always a fun routine factor of it. Are the Celtics good? They got IT gonna be a hell against our tall body team. Hey, Joel at the 4 worked, and I got the ball as much as I needed to, so I'm gonna just leave him there. Forget Mike Conley. I don't know why I just hated on him. Right? Oh, Thunder. Yeah, forget the Celtics. Thunder, they still got Westbrook? Oh, why'd they go down to 13? I am the same. I always study at night and stuff, but since I need to get up at 7 for work, I sleep like 1 right now, and it's better that way. Yeah, they got KJ McDaniels. Oh, they still got a similar team. Knicks with. Oh, yeah, the game started in a second, probably. Yeah, I can't watch the damn game, but I'm gonna put it on my monitor, though. Definitely about to do that. Can't watch the game on here. Oh, yo, can't even hear the audio anyways. Shout out to Chris Middleton, man. Real starter thing. Alex Sarr. I saw a TikTok that like the Wizards had like all the skinniest players at every position. It was like Trae Young, Will Riley. It was OD. Alex Sarr. I blame Cantor for the defense being so low on their team. Oh, for sure. I think they have Adams still. He's just not a high overall like Cantor. They might have lost him, but no, he's right. He's a 77. Draymond for Chris Middleton. Trae gonna hit mid-game. That would be so stupid. Cody Williams to start. Oh, yeah, because they traded half the damn team. Yeah, go ahead and get that draft pick. Right? JJ trade. Honestly, I give the as of today, I give the Grizzlies I think people were like, that's all it took for JJJ. Bro, I don't think JJJ is that good, and I think people know that. Like, I'm not that sold on dude. He's good though. He could be real good in the system, but it's not like you're gonna trade your life and soul for him. Now he did still get traded for 3 first-round picks. Like he got traded for that Lakers pick, that Suns pick, and their own pick. Like, I don't think he's that great. You know, I don't love his game. I don't love he doesn't seem like a natural basketball player to me. I know that's kind of harsh, but like he kind of pisses me off a lot of time when I'm watching him play. He has this nasty game to him. Just kind of pisses me off, like I said. So I don't know. I don't really I'm not a huge N1. I'm not a huge believer in his but defensively, yeah, yes, he's a good player overall. So I think I think any scenario where you get rid of him, get 3 picks, we'll see how Walter Clayton or Taylor Hendricks is. That's like a B plus type of thing. But I do think that yeah, I don't know. You were gonna have to rebuild regardless. There was no getting better in Memphis' spot. Shout out to you, Trospect. I don't think there was really any getting better. Got fried by the Spurs a few days ago. Got the Celtics, got Vooch instead of. Yeah, Jaren would have been too much of a money commitment for the Celtics. I think they're in a good spot right now with how free up their cap is alongside Jalen and Jason currently, you know. I don't think they need to like do or die championship this year. Oh my goodness, Joel, crackhead. I didn't change his number. Yeah, I have heard the Jared Allen stuff. I feel like the Cavs to me are a team that's like, I wouldn't be surprised to randomly get shocked one day that the Cavs just their entire team overhauled, because they've been in this weird in-between spot. But then if you look at the Cavs, like they have all this talent that I think would still be valued highly. I still think Mobley would be valued highly. He's got a unique skill set, both offensively and defensively. I know that's like gracious after what I was just saying about Jaren, but I like Mobley a little bit better than him personally. And then you got him. Allen's been like a solid center for years. Obviously Garland. Like you have all these talents, but they don't mesh as well as you'd want to on this team. So then I feel like they're kind of in this realm where they could trade. Like they could get interested in, which I don't know if you'd want to go to this team, but like I feel like they'd be an intriguing team. Let's say if there wasn't a sense of like we're a city that this dude wants to go to for Giannis. Like I feel like they would have been, you know what I mean? Potentially. So I feel like there's a world where in 2K, they could trade Mobley and Garland and Allen or some combination of those guys and whoever the hell else they got for Giannis, and then go and trade one more of them and get another dude, and then they retool it around Donovan and actually feel better about themselves. Because I don't know, I feel like we don't feel very confident in them in years past recently. So Emoji got a 4-point play. My stream behind us, huh? Yeah, Allen had a 40 ball against the Blazers. Cavs had 4 All-Star. Yeah, they had it's funny because they had Garland and Allen 1 year alone. Was that the year before Donovan got there? I'm trying to remember. Either way. And then they had or maybe it was just the year he was injured. And then they had Mitchell and Mobley either 1 or 2 years as well. Yeah, Kawhi got added to the All-Star, man. Good for him though. He definitely deserved it. Okay, Joel, he made it. KD. Disney. I don't trust the Cavs to get the job done. I don't know why. All right, well, ethical too. Yeah, it's just more simple life. I haven't played the new 2K. I haven't played 26 in 2 months or something. Like, you know what I mean? For actually online playing it. Oh my goodness, Joel. Hey, we're cheesy. This is a cheesy team. Although a lot of these teams, a lot of these teams got these big fours. Like Ibaka's out here, right? Ibaka's a big bastard. Like my fantasy group chat, there's 10 of us are a split on who's better, Ant versus SGA. Who's a better NBA basketball player right now? I'm Shea. No question. I still go with Shea. I think Shea is top 3. Shea, Giannis, and Jokic are still top 3 in the NBA. Ant's right outside of it. Shea is too efficient, reliable, etc. You can hate on what he does, but he does it well, and gotta give it up. Just from a general sense. But Ant is though, I will say this, I didn't believe in Ant to an extent of like in previous years before he made this insane shooting leap. Ant wasn't the type of dude I was like when for example, let's say 2 years ago when Ant started getting like real hyped up and they were like, he's better than Booker, he's better than Mitchell, he's better than this, he's better. Like now he actually is. And not only that, he also is the type of dude where like playoffs roll around. I wouldn't be surprised if we're watching the playoffs and Ant could outplay any of those top dudes that are better than him in every game of a series. I think he's taken that leap. I think that's where the tiers, thing comes into. I think Ant has leaped a tier. He might have not leaped into, but I think he's up there though. Like he's a real good player. So I think he's up, but up the D-Book, man. It'll be hopefully the Suns keep it up because it'll be nice to see though. D-Book has still been great. The Suns have been great. It'll be nice to see D-Book. I still think D-Book is right there. At the end of the day, they're 1A, 1B. Obviously Donovan's somewhere around there. Obviously is Jalen. I think Jalen's definitely a 3 these days because he's been playing 3 for a while. So yeah, Jalen just won Player of the Month. I saw. Oh God, I'm about to get a 3-second. I'm gonna just call a timeout. I don't even use that. Knicks being the Wizards 15-7. Shout out to that. Just go at Chris Middleton, man. That's always the right move. Big 2025. Yep, that's exactly what they just did. 3-pointer Brunson, he missed. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember when Ant was talking trash about RJ, and I hated it because I kind of agreed with him. But I was like, damn, you should not have the Ant never cared. Ant literally never cared. And it's interesting to see a player that like isn't scared for his words to bite back eventually because he knows that he also respects the players enough to be like, ah, damn, you got, and then he'll just continue and keep talking trash to you. And all of his commercials reflect that, and all of his approach to how he plays affects that, and it's kind of funny. Because before that, I felt like there was a much more of a reluctance or even pettiness. I feel like Ant doesn't have actually a similar level of like, it's competitiveness, but it's not like hatred. Like there was a point in time where Harden and Giannis, or at least Harden hated Giannis, like truly. Like because of all the debate and the Giannis being a run and dunk dude and Harden thinking he deserved the MVPs and all that type of stuff. Like I think there's a little bit more, but with what's his name, I feel like it's a little bit less of animosity and more just competition, honestly. when play, I will maybe Ant ends up being a bitter old man though if he never wins anything. So I'll give him his. We'll see if time ends up that way. And is cocky, but I think the confidence semi overrides it. It's like it's more so like he's not just doing that. He's like showing love and stuff. It's not just he'll go, you know, Luka beat him in a series. He'll go say good game, whatever. And Ant was great in that movie, man. Honestly, that's probably Ant. Go win a couple rings, man, and go play baseball. We gonna make. My friend was saying, I have this one friend. Shout out to Flair if he's in here. He loves Space Jam. He watches Space Jam every month, every single month. He has never not watched Space Jam in, like he said, since like the past 7 years of his life. He has watched Space Jam every single. I'm not gonna question it, okay? Anyways, he loves Space Jam, right? And what's it called? So he was saying that like the LeBron Space Jam wasn't good because there was no reason for it really. Whereas Mike's Space Jam, you know, he went to baseball and it was about him finding his love again. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never once watched Space Jam and be like, ooh, it's so deep. It's Space Jam, like it's who gives a damn? I don't really care. But that LeBron Space Jam really was not good. Somebody being not vintage and too new. Space Jam is what got me into ball. That's what's up. Do you have production? I guess. Shout out to Mitchell Robinson. He's the only player left in the team that drafted him from 2018, except for Miles Bridges, but he didn't get drafted technically by his team. He got traded on draft night. My guy, Mad Dog Huck. Shout out to you, dog. Appreciate it. I rock with Space Jam. I just watched, no, I'm lying. I didn't finish it, but I watched like half of Forrest Gump again. I ain't seen that movie in millennium. When you know this is what you want to do with your life, I didn't. I just didn't want to end up like everybody else. I never seen Forrest Gump. That's a bit of a mistake. Forrest Gump, one of the movies, like I was thinking about him, like, damn, I ain't seen it probably in 12 years. But I remember like 90% of it, at least like in terms of the pacing. What other movie? But I was watching something else recently too. I forgot what. I don't know. Oh yeah, that movie was crazy. I ain't never seen that that DiCaprio movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I watched that movie. Real crackhead right there, quite literally. Shout out to that. Real tweaker. He's a real good actor. I never really seen many movies from really anybody. Real crackhead right there. What a lob. Okay, they on some crack right now. Ben Simmons throwing standing lobs to DeRozan and one. Ooh, who's that? KJ. Yeah, I was talking to a friend like yesterday or something about how I ain't really seen a lot of movies. I just watched YouTube for like 10 years. YouTube. It's also funny watching movies. Like also too, it's funny watching movies and things in general where you like recognize the meme. Cause I remember watching The Wire and in like episode 12, you see that one meme of the dude like that or whatever it was. Looking back and forth with the glass doors behind him or whatever. That's funny. He said, "Have you watched The Wire?" And I said it right after. Oh, then I just told Ben Simmons to shoot a three. Did it off instinct, seeing an open person. I just clicked the square button. Knicks are up 19-7. Okay, Knicks. OG smoked the Keyshawn George shot. Hold on. Jalen Brunson back up the other way. Hand off to Cat. Cat dropped the ball. That's good. That's really good. You know, it's funny. I actually don't love The Wire. I'm a big like character progression type of dude, and The Wire doesn't focus on characters. It focuses on the atmosphere and the city and everything. I know like my flaw in how I view it, but I don't really like the show doesn't really focus on, there's a few like individual characters, like obviously like there's Omar, there's Bub, there's a few others, but like I felt like they got this dude McNulty and he don't really change the entire series for the most part. He kind of just out there doing police work. He's the main character damn near. I don't know. They kind of pissed me off. But I like shows, like I like watching, because the first show I ever watched was Breaking Bad. So I'm looking for the Walter Whites. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for just a city's progression. No, I don't know what True Detective even is. I'm not like that big of a show person. That. Oh yeah, wow, that is a sicko foul bait that I didn't even think he was gonna jump at. Chris Middleton just hit a shot. Shout out to that. Top one. I really like that. Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of different stuff. Oh yeah, Rudy. Why did he pass it? One more. Hold on. DeRozan, bang out. Yeah, okay, so I made this playlist like a month or two ago, and yeah, I just started listening to just instrumental music because I was like, I don't know why I didn't feel like listening to nobody's thoughts anymore. I already got my own thoughts, so I just, all right, 93,000 say that once about something. Oh my goodness. I guess then he followed his own advice. I could add that music in here too, low key. I actually haven't. Holy shit. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Russ. Mature taste. Yeah, I guess. I'm about 36 now. Low key funny how people be like, damn, Unc, like to like young ages now when like people are like technically younger than ever. You know what I mean? I don't know why that thought just crossed my mind. I've actually never thought of it like that. But like, you know how like when they be like showing video reels of like 20-year-olds or 18-year-olds from like, or high schoolers from like the 80s or 60s, and it's like they look like they're 48, but now it's like, damn, you old. But back then it was, oh, we were young and spry and you look like current Sam Cassell. People are younger than ever was a real stoner sentence. Something like that. I'm 19 is crazy. Something like that. Okay, bro, I'll give an alternative take. People like, damn, 19 to 24 go real. Obviously, if your life changes in drastic ways or things, that doesn't matter what age you are. But once you hit 20, it's over. Like nothing else. Maybe once I hit 30, it'll change. I don't know. That's gonna be in a while. But like it's just the same after that. That's really it. You just kind of in it at that point. It's not really like much changes. Just kind of out there. After 20, no, it's not over. It's just like it's started and like it just continues. Like it doesn't like you make the changes after that point. But aside from that, like nothing really. Like you just stay the same in terms of like although. Don't they say that your frontal lobe stops developing at 25 or your prefrontal whatever the hell at 25? Okay, it should be later. Yeah, like for example, right? All these rappers or even entertainers in general, or entertainers, movie stars always low key be like a little bit older. Even in that time, like all the best movie stars be like people that popped off at like 40 years old. But or at least a lot of them, you know, not maybe half or I don't know what. But with what's it called, with like music now too, it's like damn. And I guess you could always say that because like Jay-Z and Kanye didn't go until they was like damn near 30, but like everyone's waiting for J. Cole and he just turned 41 years old. I know he's talking about retiring, but like he don't got to retire. I know Pusha T and all them, they got whatever's going on with them right now, but him and his brother are like 50. What's it called, yeah, Tyler 34, but even him, he's been around for a minute. It's like new JID like 36 or something. Shout out to that. So yeah, I rock with technically I feel like people, I wouldn't say they mature faster. I say we probably know more because of the phones, information era, all that. But then at the same time, it's like backward. At 25, most of your bones are fully ossified. That's kind of funny. I ain't never really thought about my bones. I just thought like, I just always heard that thing about the brain. Ego DeRozan. Oh yeah, back to me. I missed it. It's wild that T-Pain is 41. You would think T-Pain's older. T-Pain was going crazy when I was like before kindergarten. Dom 2K is 42 and 1. I'm gonna do a 2K16 Nets player who's someone I should try to bring to the Nets. I'm thinking someone like Dame. I rock with Dame. I like to leave certain players, certain places if like they're gonna be good competition. So like Kyrie, like he's on the net. I mean, he's on the Cavs. Like Dame's not bad, I guess. Dame wouldn't be a bad one. Who's it? Maybe John Wall. John Wall in general isn't a bad one to do just because you could just use the Wizards since the Wizards ain't that good. Would you play NBA Jam with 2026 rosters? Honestly, I would, but honestly, no. Like I played NBA Jam again, NBA Jam or NBA Street still honestly holds the test of time. It's hard as hell to win that game though. But NBA Jam is kind of like really kiddie. It's okay, you know. Like when they be like clamoring for like a new cartoony basketball, it'd be fun to play with friends, but people don't be with their friends no more. People be online. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could play for like a moment of time, but it's not like you gonna get on NBA Jam. It'd have to be executed really well to make people get on NBA Jam every day. What was your favorite duo on NBA Jam? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of which NBA Jam. When I was a kid, I had the 03 NBA Jam on PS2 or like whatever year it was. Remember they had Mike on there, I think. I don't know if Bron was in the league yet. I don't remember. I remember they nasty face scans they had. I don't remember who was my favorite though. I don't think it was the Knicks. Who else was cool in the league around that time? Not sure. Kobe's not a bad one, yeah. Well, but then they had the 2012 one. That's when Kobe and Powell, you could use them too. Boogie Cousins. I'm maximizing my efficiency, really cooking them. Does playing games every day ever get mentally exhausting? Yeah, but I don't do it. It would if I did. I don't play. I mean, like not for working. Dwight Howard's a good one. It's just every day's a little bit. When it's like in between, I will say like I got back in the rhythm of making these videos recently, and then like I was like a month in, and I'm like overthinking it. But it's like it is what it is. Just who you invest in stocks, something like that. You gotta lock in. Oh yeah, that's why I started this game. It's the damn Clippers. They always good in here. LeBron and D-Wade was fun. Yeah, LeBron and D-Wade was real good. Actually, I'm not. You ever gonna buy a minority share of the Knicks? No. I got 8 properties off Carissa. Who knows, man? I'm about to just watch the rest of this Knicks game and